because Montville wasn't
Yeah, that's why
being changed.
schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say if you select it.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, when you search,
I said this to myself.
Yeah, listen,
what is
Oh, I
it?
gotta ask you
Oh,
something.
right.
No.
Andy Walton was at Festival Field.
Yeah, so when you click on that and then you go to the website, it brings you right to our website.
Okay.
And it says that we permit it. This facility is permitted solely through the Board of Parks. So we should change it.
You should say, it should even be visible.
Yeah, it's right on, like, when you Google Regatta Field and then you click website. I don't even think I would know how to get here from our website. But Stacy brought it up. Stacy was like, the amount of phone calls I'm getting for Regatta is ridiculous. And then I was like, why do they keep calling here? Like, because on our homepage it specifically says that the state does it, and then it brings you to like mass.gov or whatever. But then when you
Well, the phone is, it could be a little bookmark. If you bookmark a little page, you can still get to it, even if it's not technically active.
I didn't bookmark it.
No, but you Googled it, and then when you put in a link, you Google it. You know what I mean?
Comes right up though. Status open. Also known as Festival Field. Google directions.
Let's see what we can do this again.
And then it's literally gives our email, our address, and our phone number. Hi.
How are
Can
you?
Just sign in at one of the tables.
Sure.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? You think I would because I gave it to everybody, but I actually don't. Did you forget? Oh, man. It is hot out there. I hope you found a shady spot. Hope you found a shady spot.
Always does have a ticket on it, get up there, good.
Oh.
You think the city can at least get us that?
I'm surprised you don't have a hang tag.
So can you park someplace?
The library lot is where I would park if I were
That's
you.
where I park.
Oh, okay. You won't get a ticket then. We shouldn't be here for more than 2 hours.
No, I'm getting on that, my very guess when I was using you guys, so. Years ago.
How are you?
2092, I think. Yeah. Nice.
It worked.
Well, it brings you to a different page now, but it's just a list of all of our fields. So let's see. Just like no list.
Doesn't bring you the same link. They
No.
didn't change the link.
No,
Oh,
it
you know
doesn't.
what I did? Is I put,
Hey, just make sure you sign in at one of the tables. What did you do?
use it not.
Oh, so I probably won't even see it on this then. I mean, it still brings you to our website, but at least it doesn't say that the board permits it. Yeah. You're welcome. Good job, Pete. No, this is good. This is no longer seasonal. Yeah. does it not look familiar to you? Is it like you're new here?
I'm sitting in the back and not in trouble.
Yeah, it should have been there. There you go. I don't know if how long you wanna wait before we,
Give me 5 minutes.
alright.
Just said you call me back on the.
Right. Makes sense.
As he did say, I don't have any problem. He usually says, "We'll get it over now," so I'm just gonna. Is everybody signed in? Just waiting for the chairman to come in. I'm not gonna wait for the time.
You need me to reapply for 5 minutes?
What's that?
You need me to reapply for 5 minutes?
Oh, no.
I'm excited to just say my thing and go home. So much better.
You don't have to wait till the end.
This is awesome.
Just text them.
Okay.
Big seat. Crown over here.
You want that?
Like Trump.
If you want.
This sounded pretty good.
No, I heard it. There was a lot of people though.
Yeah.
I heard like 300 people. No, that was just those that I heard in the morning.
I usually wasn't on that space.
Yeah, we got lunch with,
Ortega, something Ortega, Sergeant Ortega.
he hadn't heard of it. So we said,
I can do
there was
that.
a couple of,
I guess every 2 cycles of the light across the thing. Every 2 light cycles. It's 6:05. Could you guys just sign in at one of the tables?
Yeah.
Alright, make
Alexis,
sure your
Scott?
mic's on.
Make sure your mic's on, please. Call the meeting to order. This is June 25th, 6 PM at the Lowell Board of Parks meeting. Number 1, we have Sabine Assad.
This is quick, I don't know if you want to take them both together, they have.
Okay.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Hi, Sabine. So on the A, you're requesting $550 credit for cancel permits due to rain, April 26th, May 10th, May 11th, May 24th, May 31st, June 7th. All Saturdays, right? Yep. I'm just joking. What is the wish of the body? I mean,
I'll make a motion to give him a credit for $550 for rain-out dates.
I'll second.
the motion, I have a second. Any questions on the motion?
Is there any
Aaron,
way, well, I mean, is there any way to confirm the?
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Any way to confirm like that the rain that it actually did rain those days?
Yep, Sabi does let me know every time it's a rain cancellation.
All right.
Okay. Any other questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? None? Ayes have it. B, youth cricket, Hovey Field, July 3rd through September 4th. 5:30 PM to 7:30 PM. Thursdays, right? Yeah, you said it's a possible conflict.
D has the conflict. D. Yeah, D has a conflict.
So this one doesn't. This one's
This
good.
one's all set, yeah.
Is,
Any questions?
No, I'll make a motion to accept the times and dates with no fee for B.
for B?
Yeah, for B.
All right. Second?
I have a motion to get a second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Ayes have it. C, Hovey Field, July 5th, August 30th, from 12 PM, 6 PM. Resident adult fee, $25, 12 blocks times 27, $675.
So hotel on this one, the hotel's looking for a couple extra hours for
Now, was that on C?
Saturdays, yeah.
Let's see. But this is the standing permit that he's at, right? So being said, this permit, 12 to 6, right? Right along.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on the motion?
From my understanding, there might be a conflict request with, item 2. So would we be able to table this, table C, until later?
I think when you're looking at, what are we looking at, C, right?
C.
C is Saturday, 12 PM to 6 PM.
Yeah.
And when you look at request number 2,
They
B,
want it for
that's
5:30.
B, they want it from 8 AM to 12 PM.
but,
Well, that's all they could request.
that's all they could, yeah.
Yeah.
Let them,
8 to 2.
What's that?
They wanted 8 to 2.
yeah,
They could only put in for 8
Yeah.
to 12.
they could only put it in for 8 to 12 because.
Yep, because
Yeah.
of, yep.
Yeah,
So if we give the other one, they can't have it to 2 o'clock anyways.
What's that?
If we grant them
I
First
think,
one.
I think we've been going through this problem
every year.
for a couple of years. And obviously, because of lack of space, we're gonna continue to have this problem. And it seems like at some point, we have to try to divide things equally. You really do. I think, you know, and I know Sabine, and your lead, you know, put the cement slab there and did all this stuff. It just seems like because of a lack of space, and it's not like we haven't tried. We have tried. We have tried. I know Peter has worked with Adele
Shannon, yeah, you
Yeah,
drove
yeah,
around, you
Shannon.
drove around.
to try to look for
different
something.
locations.
And, yeah. And it seems like it's somehow, some way. And first of all, I'm the chairman, I'm supposed to speak last, so I'm not really the chairman sticking
No,
up. So if anybody else
no,
has
no.
anything to speak, you
Go
can
ahead,
speak
you're
first.
doing
Okay.
good.
yeah.
Okay. It just seems to me, and I've been on many youth organizations, that when a lead expands, and one lead's expanding, you combine. So you make one lead. So this team's not doing 4, this one's not doing 8. You try to combine the leads so that everybody has equal time. It seems like we keep on, every year we go through the same thing, twice a year. And we waste, I'm not saying waste, we deal with this and we give a lot of time to try to come up with something that's fair. You've had it since, I want to say April to July. You've had every Saturday, 12 to 6. At some point, we have to try to work a little better.
The problem is, even at that time, I brought this up in last meeting, that this NS isn't scheduled, NSCL schedule, which is a state league. Their matches are from 12 to 6.
Yeah.
And those they made the schedule at that time, that was back in middle of April. And the schedule is already made.
So, if you don't mind, you said you're in the lead that makes up the schedule. Are you saying he's not in that lead?
No, they are in the league, so they are not.
He's
they are
in a
not-
different league.
They are not scheduled for the matches.
Yeah.
Our teams are already scheduled for the matches until end of August.
Right.
By the league, I can show you the schedule. The problem is that if they get it until 2 o'clock on Saturday, the league starts at 12 o'clock. So if we have to start the matches at 12 o'clock, because it starts from 12 and finish at 6 o'clock. That's the
Yeah.
league rule.
Yeah.
The another problem is that, as we discussed previously, today these group came, tomorrow there will be another couple of groups will come. What would happen in that scenario? Everything which we have done, people are coming in, and then basically we are losing everything. That's where, the same discussion we had for an hour last time back in April.
Right.
Right? So
Okay, now, if you don't mind, do you have any questions for him?
No, but he hasn't been losing any time since he's put the pad in. He's still got he always
Right.
got his time, right?
Right.
So
So I
all these
ju-
other teams aren't pushing you out right now.
I'm saying that one of the group came now, there might be a couple of groups coming down the road. So what would happen at that time?
Right. Okay, can we just please hear from him? Hidel, can you just allow him to speak from him? Hidel, can you get the mic, please, and just speak? Excuse me, Sabine, just 1 minute.
So I did request at the start of the season, I requested, that if you can divide Saturday and Sunday and give me the Saturdays, give him the Sunday full day, so we won't run into this issue. But unfortunately, I could not get it, right? Our league is also scheduled. That's why I'm asking for at least a couple extra hours, because those games runs for at least 4.5 hours, 4, maybe 5 hours, right? So I won't be done in 8 to 12. So that's why I'm asking just to give me a couple more hours. I'm not asking for the whole day.
Now,
If you request the other league, I'm 100%, because it's a sunny days. They can start their game at 2 o'clock and they can be done by 6, 7:30, maybe max 8
Now, Hidel, do you have a Sunday time?
Sunday.
Yes.
But they have the Sunday, so that's
I'm asking you, do you have Sunday time?
no, I do not.
You do not. So
I
he
didn't have a
has
choice.
he has Saturday and Sunday.
Yes,
He has Saturday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and he's got Sunday 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
yes.
Okay.
All I'm asking is I just need some extra hours. That's it for Saturdays.
But we do not have any problem to give it, they can start early.
That's what I was just gonna ask him, if he could start at 7:30.
Unfortunately, the max early we can start is 8 o'clock, so which is our time. I mean, we play with the leather ball.
Can you start at 7:30?
7:30 we can try, but we have to
Go to
there-
12:30, and you go from 12:30 to
We
6:30?
can, for 12:30 is fine, because I can show you the schedule, this is a state league schedule.
I have the
Not
schedule
like-
too.
Right.
This
But
is, there's all the matches, not only in Lowell, but all over the Massachusetts,
Right.
they start at 12 o'clock.
right. But I don't want everybody to continue just to get everything they want every time they come in. So we can't base our permits all the time on your schedule where we're letting off someone else. At some point, and I'm not going to change the rules in the middle of the game, so to speak, because you've got your schedule out for the year. But I'm going to tell you, next year, we don't want to put up with this anymore. So when we're coming in, if you're getting 8 to 6 or something on a Saturday or whatever, you're getting most of the day on a Saturday, then one's going to have to get one day and one's going to have to do another day. If you don't want to combine, then we can't continue to go this route. It's not really fair.
Yes,
We're trying to do the best we can. We don't have many fields. You've seen that. We've opened,
Yes.
we've suggested 3 or 4 fields, but they
Yeah.
weren't big enough for what you need.
Yes.
And
We've been
we
there,
understand that. So what we try to do is work with what we have.
That's
and
right.
Try to divide it equally somehow. So please don't come in next year and say, well, this is my tournament rules and this is my leagues rules and this one. We're not going to congest it to leagues rules. We're going to congest by what we feel is fair to everybody.
yes.
So this is the last time we're going to do this. So if we can work out possibly a 7:30 to 12:30, and you do the 12:30 to 6, would that work for now?
Unfortunately, I don't know yet, because like I said, the game could last for at least
Yeah.
maybe 5 hours or more. That's why I asked for 2 extra hours, so that way we can, at least we have enough time to complete the game.
We're trying to do something only because I don't want to take time off him because this originally at the beginning of the year This is what he was getting. This is what, the same time that he's asking for now is what he's been getting all year.
Right, and
So
we're
now
getting-
we're asking him to change in the middle of the year, change his timing. And I don't think it's fair at the middle of, again, at the middle of the game to change the rules and change the times.
Right.
It's difficult. But all I'm saying is both of you, next year, don't come in looking for this, because I as one board member, is not gonna vote for that. We have to be somehow more equally and fair to both teams.
That's
both
why
leagues.
beginning, I requested for the whole day, but unfortunately, I could not get the whole day. That's why, because we didn't want to run into this issue. If we hadn't, got the whole day, Saturday for me, Sunday for him,
Right.
that wouldn't be any issue at all. Because,
Okay.
they can schedule all their,
Right.
I can schedule all my game on Saturday.
But he
There
can't
will be
do
no
that.
conflict.
He can't do that because his league doesn't start till noontime, correct?
No, I'm talking about if I get, like you said, divide, if I get the Saturday, I can put all my games on Saturday.
Right.
Forget about the Sunday. And he can do all his games on Sunday, so there will be.
Or vice versa.
Yeah,
Because if
same
he has
way.
his tournaments on every day on Saturday, and he's got a
Yeah,
long time on Saturday.
I'm willing to
And
change.
you do a Sunday, I mean, we have to try to,
Right.
if you understand, and listen, I understand your needs, and I appreciate that you're trying to serve your community and trying to run your league. It's difficult because, as you know, cricket is probably the newest sport that we have around the city,
It's growing too.
right?
Yeah.
And there's a certain dimensions you need in order to do your type
play.
of event.
Yes.
And having your slab and stuff. So it's difficult because we've been out there looking. We don't have the space.
Right.
And because now you see all this, we got youth leagues now coming before us. More than, let's say, 5 years ago. They're all coming. Everybody wants time in the youth leagues, want these fields.
Yes, sir.
You've got soccer that wants to use Hovey Field.
Yes.
So we only had so much space, and we have to try to be fair to everybody. We're trying to do the best we can.
All I'm requesting is, please give me 2 extra hours. That's it. That's all I'm requesting, just for the Saturday. Everything else, he can have it, because I'm not gonna schedule any other game on any other day.
You know, it ain't gonna go along with that. So we have to make a decision on what we're gonna.
Sabi, what do you feel about, can you let Sabi just
Oh, yeah, sure.
respond? Can you respond to that, please?
So, as I said, the schedule is already made by the MSCL,
Okay.
Massachusetts State Cricket League, which starts from 12 o'clock to 6
So
o'clock.
can you do 12:30?
12:30, yes, I can request.
Okay, you
definitely.
can do 12:30.
If they can start at 7 o'clock. they will-
7:30 or 7?
7 o'clock, 7:30, they will be able to finish it easily. Well, I can ask the league to do the extension for half an hour. I think they will agree on that, but for 2 hours, definitely they cannot.
Wait, let him speak first, and you come back,
Okay. Okay, Sabi, thank you.
Wait a minute.
Head down.
He
Yep.
can't go along with that. He's not gonna go along with that.
Okay,
Problem is, 7:30 start is not promised because of the, sometimes could be the weather, could be the ground, it's the condition. That's why we have, at least we
Makes
have
no
to
difference
start.
what time with weather. You can't control weather.
Right. So, I mean, we can give it a try. The problem is the ball we play with, that's it has to be a little warm. And hopefully it will be warm in the morning, but that's why I'm requesting from 8 to 2. So that way we have enough time. I'm not sure if we will be done around 12:30 or not, because that's like,
That's 5 hours.
yeah.
You can't get a game in within 5 hours?
Sometimes you can get it done with 2 hours, sometimes it goes longer. It depends, how the game
They're
goes.
playing 20-over game, which lasts
Right.
3.5 hours.
It's not 20 overs, it's 30 overs.
They're starting at 8 o'clock.
okay. Here's the thing I'm not gonna tolerate as a board member. If I tell you you have it 7:30, 12:30, you're off the field at 12:30. And if you're later than that, you're not gonna get a permit anymore. You won't get the permit anymore.
Right.
Okay? I don't want one league. I still, for the love of me, and I've been involved with youth organizations for over 50 years, how we cannot combine our efforts in teams and leagues and use the whole week during the nights and come back and then yet Saturday and Sunday. There's no reason. We do that every youth organization in the city has done this. You look at our city youth league right now. Our city youth league, we used to have individual parks, 8 different parks that had 4 teams. Now, you know what we have? We have one citywide league, and they use all the parks. You have to come together and work things out somehow. I don't know what your differences are, but at some point we have to put them aside and try to do what's best for you to running your organization or your lead, and that is combined. You want to have some special events? Go compete against each other. That's what you do. End it on the field. Go compete against each other.
Right.
But
So-
this thing about it's my time, it makes our decision a lot tougher. It really does. And I don't think it has to be that way.
No, and
Can you
That's
guys
not-
play during the week at all?
no. All the games are scheduled Saturday, Sunday, only on the weekends.
Sabine?
Is this the only city that you have a problem with?
I'm sorry?
Is this the only city or town that you have a problem with getting fields?
The problem, and I'm saying again, in front of the board, that when we built this cricket wicket, no one was here. Now, another group came, you will see people coming in the future, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how you guys would manage it at that time. That's why I'm taking that
But
up
it's,
for the
Sabine, that's a good question. You know how we manage it? Through the recreation department, we combine them. We tell the leads to combine because we only have so many fields, and if you want to play, you got to combine with this lead. That's how we handle it in Lowell.
As you know, we organize a cricket league and we do invite these guys, but if they don't want to participate.
Yeah,
we
okay,
cannot do anything.
okay.
And that's why we've been using this ground. I mean, I don't know if you are aware, but before them, and like they came around, like after 2 years, and we were using that hobby field. That
Right.
was the old place. We were using that, and then they came in. We were trying to be cooperative. You want to, we just wanted our time, and then you can use whatever, you can take whatever the rest of the time is.
All right, I'm going to put it up to the rest of the board, but, because we can go on.
Yep.
I'm going to recommend also, maybe you contact the state about using the regatta field, because that would be that's way big enough for what you need.
I think they should do it, right?
The cigar,
Why do we have to? I mean, see, that's the problem. We try to talk to him, he act like he owns the
no,
whole
he
town.
he doesn't own it. He doesn't own it.
He doesn't
We
own it.
understand
He
it,
doesn't own it.
but we've also understand too, in all due respect, these guys invested a lot of money. Then, if you would tell me you were there first, you guys invested nothing. This guy come in with a group and we invested and put the slab in. It cost him $20,000 of their money to put this slab in that you guys didn't want to put in. And now he says, okay, I got a lead and everything else. So, and you say, well, now we want to expand. We want to take some of his time away from him. So we're trying to do a balancing act here. And it seems like every meeting we come to, there's a different scenario you're giving us. And it's just what, you know what?
I
I'm
request
going to let the rest of the board vote because we can go on all night. I'm going to let the rest of the board give their opinion. But my opinion is, I think the best I think we can do is give you that extra hour from 7:30, get you to work at 7:30 to 12:30, and you're off the field by 12:30. Then he comes on at 12:30, he can stay to 6:30 or 7, whatever time he needs to. Okay. That's
That's what I agree with you there. You know,
the rest of
it's
the board.
that's the only way you're gonna solve
Yeah.
this. We could sit here all night and argue who was there first, who was there second, who put the money in, who did this. There's only one field.
Right.
They have to work together to get to use the field. If they don't wanna work together, don't leave it up to us, because they might be sorry if
Right.
we make the decision.
Commissioner Carr?
All right, so B, I know that you said that everything starts at 12. Is there any way that latest 1 o'clock? Because then I would say,
12:30 and I can email them,
Okay.
it's a state league, I can copy you guys as well, and you can see the response. Their time is 12, but I can request them 12:30, but I think later than that would be tough, because the day would be shortening now, it would not be longer.
It really doesn't short until October.
No, it does not,
It would
yes.
be
Yeah.
until August,
Just-
it would start shortening, so I.
Not that much.
We can
Yeah.
request it,
No.
because there are umpires, there are referees coming as well, so
Yeah.
it's the time,
just,
It's not only Lowell field, it's all the Massachusetts places they started for. So we can request for it. Sure.
okay, well, the reason I was asking is because of what you say about the days being shorter. I mean, Hetzell only needs the field till August 30th, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then if you could start it, because then that would split it completely, right down the middle, 8 to 1, 1 to 6, and
Yep.
and then everyone can walk away at least somewhat
I
satisfied.
have no problem with that. My only problem is will they allow us or not? That's the only problem. I was saying 12 to 12:30, I'm sure, but if I go 12 to 1, I cannot.
Well,
If you,
yeah,
if you
okay,
tell
yeah,
them,
if you don't mind.
tell them
if-
the
if-
field is not available till 1, I'm pretty sure the other team will coordinate and say, okay, we can start at 1, maybe 2.
We okayed this already. He's got the youth coming in the same time.
So- All right, because then, since you only need it
Oh, no,
till
that's a
August
different-
30th, right?
For now, that's all I can
Yeah.
request, yes.
And then, Sabine, then, oh, yeah, oh, same thing, okay, so, actually, so, either way, it only goes till till August 30th, but if you could ask, then right now, if we could say, look, we'll do 1 o'clock, but then keep it surprised, and then if we have to shift things, then we can.
If the board can, since you guys have to make a decision, you can do 12:30 and then I can request them. But I cannot, I don't know, that's for sure.
That will be tough on me too, sir. I will try, you know,
Well,
like I said, I'm also trying to, you know,
Stuff on you guys, it's stuff on us to make the decision, because we're not gonna make both of you happy.
Yeah.
One's gonna walk out of here a little pissed off. That's serious. That's, you know. And if we were here, I think you guys would be going at it. We could put boxing gloves on you.
Melissa, do you have any recommendation or any comments about?
No,
Okay.
I'm too new.
So,
I'm not confident.
I just don't know, Todd, did you say 1 to 7 or 1 to?
1 to 6, so then that way, so then Hatel can do 8 to 1, boom,
Yep.
5 hours, and then Sabi can do 1 to 6.
Because I
boom,
mean, it's
5
still,
hours.
it's still
And-
light out, it's
Yeah.
7:30, 7 o'clock.
I don't have an issue with it.
Okay,
The problem is.
It's the league.
okay.
It's the league,
Is
yeah.
the referees coming in from different places, that's the only problem. I don't have any problem, it's a good thing.
When can you notify us that you would propose this to lead based on the board's vote, that we would like you to concede at least 1 hour?
I can email tonight and I can get the response from them, but, yeah, I can
Okay.
email tonight. Sure.
Okay.
So usually you could email them tonight and maybe get a response tonight too, or just email?
But definitely not tonight because they have a board, they have their own board, they
Yeah.
have a decision, they have to make a decision, so it will be a couple of days.
So I think the board can make a decision to go from 7:30 to 12:30 as of right now, with the understanding and hopes that we would get, that Sabine would see the predicament that this board is in, and that maybe in being good natured, as you always have been, and maybe conceive 1 hour, so we would allow them to go from 7:30 to 1, and then you would have it from 1 till whenever.
Sure, I can copy you guys in that email.
Okay.
That would be great.
I just need
Okay,
that.
I'll make a motion to that we, okay, how we're gonna have Sabi go from, he's going from, 1 o'clock to 7 now, or is he gonna go 12:30 to 6:30?
Right now, 12:30 to 60, with the understanding that hopefully we can get, that if his board said, the lead says it's okay, he'll start it from 1 to 7.
Yeah, so a provisional.
Yeah, there'll be yeah.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we grant them a permit from 12:30 to 6, with the understanding that the league goes along with it.
12:30 to 6:30.
12:36, or, yep.
12:30 to 6:30. With the understanding that the other league will be off the field by 12:30.
Thank you very much.
And
Okay,
then,
at the fee.
and the,
And the fee
city-
of $675.
There is second on the motion?
As long as like provided that you
Yes.
send the email and ask for the 1 PM. So
Yes.
that hopefully that'll come through, then I'll second.
You'll second the motion?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none? All in favor, sing by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? None. The ayes have it. So to be that you're on from 12:30 to 6:30 as of right now, hopefully we can get the 1 to 6. So that would take care of, Adele, that would take care of Adele's number B, right? Is
His
that
B.
correct?
Right.
Well, no, because then, so B's D, he's requesting some of these dates that Hatal requested.
Yeah, some of them now he's requesting on Saturdays at 9 AM to 5 PM. So that's,
I got Saturday, 8 AM to 12 PM.
He's requesting August 8th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th from 8 to 12, which is part of this request, so he couldn't request it because Hatal did.
Okay. But is that the same situation that we're in now?
Yep,
I thought, but we're gonna do that with all the Saturdays.
yep, so Sabi wants to request more time for some of these Saturdays. Take it away from Hatal.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna take any time off him.
Okay.
We're not gonna grant more time to, and with the
Yeah,
understand.
I'm fine.
You're what, you're fine, okay, okay.
I just organize the league, so I am inviting these guys to come and play, but if
Yeah.
you don't want to play, then
No, I hear you, Sabi, listen, both of you guys,
that's fine.
both of you guys, are great guys, I understand what you're
Yeah.
trying to do, it's just the predicament is, we don't have enough space. We don't have enough space, and we're trying the best we can, because we even took, you know, you went out there with the commissioner the parks and went out there and we tried to look for the fields for you.
Yep, we did.
And if we were just gonna say no, we were just gonna turn a black eye, be rude, and we just said, go find your own field. We didn't do that. We're trying to work with you.
Right,
We
no,
have limited space in the city.
and I appreciate that, but like I said, that's why in the beginning I requested for the, more time.
Right.
You guys didn't approve it, but
Right.
let's see.
Like I said, I would definitely inquire about that, the regatta field out
Regatta
there.
field
The
on
welcome, it's
Boulevard.
called Ann Welcome Field, out there in the boulevard. There's two separate fields and they're big fields, a lot bigger than Hovey. And the city has made some sacrifices to put one lead in. I think the state should step up to the plate and do some, help us out, because they've got a lot of land, unused land in the city as well. That might be suffice to your program.
All right.
Okay, so, all in favor?
Aye. We
All opposed? Okay, so do I good with that? All right, let's go into D,
Going into D, right?
right? Is there any conflict in these dates requested?
Nope, so he just said he doesn't want those dates. So
What's that?
that's Well, there was this conflict, but Sabi said he won't worry about that, so
Okay.
just what he requested.
Okay, so are we putting that cost onto it? I know,
This is the cost without these dates.
this is the cost right here.
Yep.
Okay,
3150.
okay.
So there's no conflict at all on D at all?
Correct. Not anymore, no.
I've got one question. It says July 5th to August 30th. Is he gonna use it every Friday, Saturday? Okay, we just gave him that time, okay. Okay, that's it, I'm sorry. We just gave him, I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
No, we got it.
All right.
If there's no question, I'll make a motion to accept the times and dates for Hubby Field, Section D, with a fee of $31.50.
A second?
There's a motion, there's a second. Any questions on the motion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Okay,
Thank you very much, guys.
all right.
Sorry
Thank you,
to
Sabi.
prolong.
Now, Hadel, you're all set? Hadel,
Hadel,
1 second, please. So you got, because you got new requests, right? You got
Monday,
A,
Tuesday.
Yes.
you want July 1st, October 10th. You want Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 5:30 PM to 7:30 PM, right?
Yes,
And that's for it, your youth program?
yes, like young kids.
How's that going? Because I know you said you started it earlier this year.
They're learning, they're just,
Do you have a lot of participants?
yes.
You do?
Sometimes we get more than 15.
Okay. All
So
right, any questions?
they're also getting coached from, like a coaching guys too, so.
Any questions from the board?
Nope, I think we did enough.
All right, make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion on A to accept the fees and times with no fee.
Second?
second?
All in favor? Somebody
Aye.
saying aye? Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, I'll make a motion on B to accept the times and dates with a fee of $450.
And this is gonna be from 7:30 to
7
12:30, right? So that fee is gonna
Yeah.
be a little bit different. You'll have to give me time to figure that out.
Okay.
So that's an hour.
That's an
Yeah,
extra
it'll
hour,
be
right?
an extra hour.
That's-
So, Adele, you have contact with
Yep,
Adele?
yep.
So she's gonna, because now we're giving you the extra time,
Okay,
okay? There'll be a different fee.
yes, yes,
Okay, so she'll reach out with you when you converse with her on that.
yeah,
Hopefully, we'll get you to 7:30 to 1.
okay.
That would be great, that'd be ideal. If not, we'll agree to at least lock you in 7:30 to 12:30,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay,
Okay,
all right, thank you.
all right, thank you.
All right.
Okay, number 3, Gil Vigil,
Hold on.
huh?
Did you vote on that one? No.
On what? On that one, yeah, we did, yeah. That we did. What's, all right, Gil? On the A, McPherson, you got Friday night 8 to 6, or Friday, 8 to 6, Saturday, July 5th, and Sunday, July 6th. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, Gil, you know we had a meeting with the City Board of Parks and Recreation, that you were there at the City Council meeting. We still have some problems about your name being put on the permit, but the contact person is from Tewksbury. We still have some problems with that. I have problems with that.
There's no, I'm giving you, I don't lie.
Nobody said you're lying. I'm asking you a question. Has anything changed since the City Council Board of Park meeting when they told you they didn't like the fact that your name is on the permit, but the contact person is being contacted by the USA Softball in Tewksbury?
Well, it's only because.
Is that not true? Is it not true? I mean, that's what the board said. That's what the City Council Board said to us. And they didn't like that.
Nobody told me that one.
You were at the meeting. You were at that meeting.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like it. As a board member, I don't like that. You're coming here for the permit, but the contact person is in Tewksbury.
so what are you saying now?
I'm saying I want the person whose name's gonna be on the permit to be the contact person. That's the person that we're giving the permit to.
Okay, so it'll be me.
You're gonna be the contact person.
Yes.
So when we're gonna look in the USA Softball, we're gonna see that you're now the new contact person. They're not gonna contact John from Tewksbury anymore.
Okay. Is that all right?
I mean,
On the USA softball, who's listed on the contact? Is it you, Gil, or,
You mean to get into the tournament you're talking
yeah,
about?
to get into the tournament?
Right now, it's his name. But I mean, I'll move that out of the way.
Because I'm the chairman, I can't speak a lot because I can't go through my notes. But I'm going to tell you, the city council was very upset at that. The city council, that's who I work for. I work for the city council and the taxpayers of the city of Lowell.
I know.
I don't work basically on the rules and what I want to do. I have guidelines that tells me what I have to do and how I have to do it. Them city councils were very upset at that meeting, very upset. And they had to be. I mean, it's like we're giving the thing away to, we're not giving it to an organization, we're giving it to a person. And that person we're giving it to is from Tewksbury, coming from outfield. You're the contact person. You're not the contact person for USA? Well, who's it going to? Where's the money going?
I coordinate everything for him.
Everything
The
goes.
problem is, he doesn't know how to maneuver through a computer. And everything's done by the computer today. So this is why Billy is the contact. That's all he does, is the contact. Everything, the checks are made out to Gil, and Gil only.
Yep.
Okay. Who picks up the garbage there?
Who picks up the garbage?
Yeah.
I do.
Where's that garbage go?
It goes into,
A dumpster.
well, it goes into, what do you call it? You mean where they play ball, right?
The garbage you get from the concession and everything else from the tournaments, where does that garbage go
Go
into?
into a garbage can. A big garbage can.
There's a dumpster. down
Dumpster?
there. Yeah, there's
You have a
dump-
private dumpster that you pay for.
But the city gave me that a long time ago.
The city gave you that, so the city's
They
paying?
didn't give it to me, they put it there for me.
And who pays for the garbage?
I don't know, city probably.
Okay. That ain't gonna happen anymore. That's not gonna happen anymore.
Boy, you're really after me, huh?
No, I'm not after you. You wanna check what Worcester pays? Why don't you check what Worcester pays? You're getting a bargain here, pal. You're getting a big, you're in the Filene basement right now for what you pay for the fields. Do you know what they pay in Worcester? $500 per field per day. You know what you're paying? $150, plus they have to pay for garbage fee to be picked
I
up.
got one
Do you
question.
pay for garbage fee? 1 second. Do you pay for garbage fee? You said the city pays for it. Why should the city taxpayers have to pay for garbage fee for you to be picked up at your event that you're making money on? Doesn't happen. This is the real world.
That's the way it will. Okay, this is gonna all finish, so let's finish this off. We have all kind of change coming in. Let's just finish off.
No, you finish off when the board tells you we're finished off. You don't control this meeting. We control this meeting. Right now, I'm the chairman, I'm speaking. Because I have a lot of unanswered questions that were given to me by the city councilors to ask, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna do my job.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want vehicles on the field anymore. Keep the vehicles off the field. Unless you're delivering stock and everything, once you deliver your stock to your concession stand, get the truck off the field.
You're talking about my truck?
Your truck. It doesn't belong on the field. I don't see a city license on your vehicle. You got a Massachusetts license plate on your vehicle? Stay off the field. We got a complaint already from a youth organization that you almost hit one of the girls out there while they're practicing.
And that
Not
was-
gonna happen again.
That was false. I was on the field that day. I was
Well,
right
we
there.
got the letter and nobody argued at that time.
I did.
So once you look at section 9 of our laws, our bylaws, look at section 9. No vehicles except public vehicles will be on that field. Look at section 9 of our bylaws. I don't want vehicles on the field. Stay off the field. Or we're gonna tell the police department to tow the car. Tow the truck. Stay off the field. There are kids out there practicing. There shouldn't be no vehicles on the
That
field.
means everybody has to get off?
I want all vehicles who are not city vehicles off the field, yes. If you want to deliver some stock there, deliver stock there. Kids are out there practicing, warming up, and you got a vehicle going around the field. For real? We have to wait till someone gets hit? There's a reason that it's a bylaw. Adhere to it, or you don't get a permit anymore, as far as I'm concerned. In the last year, you're gonna get all 3 fields, too. One field's gonna be open to the public. You get all 3 of them fields. So if a mom or pop wanted to go down there and practice with their kid, they can't, because you get all 3 fields from every weekend from now until Labor Day.
Are we gonna do that for everybody?
We're gonna do that for everybody.
Starting tonight, or
Well, no, not starting tonight.
why not?
I'm
We're
not
gonna-
gonna
we're doing
start,
it
I'm
to
not,
him. We're gonna-
I'm
we're
not
gonna
gonna
do
get
it
him,
for
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
give
do
him
it for
the 3
everybody.
permits that he wants tonight, or I can vote it
No,
down.
give it to
You know,
everybody.
Tom, if you really wanna get hit to it, you shouldn't even be voting on this. That's
We
a
should do
conflict of
that.
interest.
Why?
Because you work for him, you get
I
paid
don't
by
work for
him.
him.
You get paid while you're umpiring.
I don't get paid for my.
Do you do you work them tournaments that he's doing, that he's getting a
Once in
permit
while,
for?
yes.
You
Not
get
all of them.
paid.
Not all of them.
That's a conflict of interest. Check it. Check the thing. I'm not going through this right now. As a chairman, I'm supposed to keep control of the board, but I wish the chairman was
You know, if you're
here.
gonna go that route, it's a conflict with the union too, because you're ex-union president.
I'm
You
not a
want
union president for anybody.
But you want union.
My
people
union
out
guys
there.
are not benefited by this permit. You
should-
are.
this should-
You're
this-
making money on this permit.
This should have been
He
solved
gets his
last
field.
January. We didn't, nobody wanted to.
You
sit
shouldn't
down.
even be discussing this matter. It's a conflict of interest, you even discussing this matter, because you make money by doing this tournament.
This is a personal thing against.
It's
them.
not a personal vendetta. Maybe open the, I'm not going there. So we have the rest of the board, you can please take along. We got a permit for A, which is 4th of July, McPherson's Field 1. Friday, July 4th, Saturday, July 5th, Sunday, July 6th. Now, he's running a tournament. The tournament's for a nonprofit organization for him himself. The last time we charged him $150 per field. And this is before we found out all the information of what he charges other teams from other parts of the state to come in here and play, and what he makes and puts in his pocket. So I'm starting that, my opinion would be at least $200 per field. And he has to pay for the garbage.
That's $200 a day per field.
Per field.
I'm fine.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah,
Somebody else may make the motion, that's all.
okay. I'll make a motion for $200 a day per field. And pay for garbage?
What's that? Pay for
And
garbage.
Pay for garbage too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that including the garbage or?
No, not including the garbage.
Okay.
We don't know what the,
$200.
how can we find out, Peter, what the city pays? Do you know if anything about the city picking up?
No idea. That'd be a park superintendent question. I have
Okay.
no idea what the parks does.
So whatever,
Where's Shannon tonight? Is she still out?
Shannon's still out, yeah.
so whatever the fee is for the city to pick up the garbage will be put off to the permitter.
Well,
Is
there's
that,
there's other leagues that use that field.
That's right.
okay,
So that dumpster wouldn't just be his trash. It would
Okay.
be Lowell Baseball's trash as well. So the problem is, how are you gonna determine how much Lowell Baseball should be charged for that versus him?
Or anybody else that uses that field.
Well, they're the only two that have permits for that field. So this is the problem with the trash, because it's just a dumpster, so both leagues would be utilizing that dumpster.
why don't we hold off on trash fee until
I
we
was
can
just
get
gonna say
better
that, because it's only
information.
another month.
Until we get better information.
For both of them. I think
about
he's
what
only
this
here
was.
to August 16th, right?
Yeah, most restaurants from that office.
And his is August 8th to 12th, so we'll just put the garbage off until we find
Okay,
out what
so-
the cost.
Under,
Kara, are you willing to change that?
Yes, to just $200 a day.
For field
Got it.
okay.
and that's under what, A?
Yep.
And that would cover the 3 fields, right? That would cover,
M1.
M1 Folly, M2 Sweat, and M3 Vision, right?
Yep.
So that would be $600 for Saturday, $600 for Sunday, right?
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
Okay, Friday, he's only got it for 2 hours.
Don't, that's the board's, last time you charged him the full fee for Fridays. Some of these Fridays he has 8 to 6, some he has 6 to 8, so I don't know how the board wants to do that. This is why we've been trying to have the special meeting for the tournament fees, because when you're doing a tournament for 2 hours versus 8 hours, charging the same fee makes it tough.
All right, well, if you, well, then I guess if you, the $200 a day, right, and the day consists of 10 hours, what it looks like, 8 to 6.
Yeah.
So then it looks like for M2 Sweat, that would end up being, that's actually going to be $400 if you just go, because 8 to 4 is 8 hours, and then 6 to 8 is 2 hours. So that's just 20 hours. So then that would be 400, and then we could just do it that way.
It's up to the
I don't know,
board.
I mean mathematically, that's it. But,
So he's taking off for 2, but he has to pay for 4, correct? He has to take the permit for 4 hours?
Nope, no, that's only at Shed Park and Collie.
That's only a ship.
It's only a 4-hour block when there's a custodial fee involved.
Right.
But this is the problem, we don't have in-town versus out-of-town tournament fees either. So that's why we need to have that special meeting, which we'll talk about later on tonight.
Been trying to book that since October.
How about if we charge him $100 on Friday night? We charge him 2 for all day, or $75. So they're using it for 2 hours.
Whatever the wish of the body. Someone make a motion, we'll second it and move it on.
I'll make a motion, we charge him $75 for Friday night for 2 hours.
second?
$75, and then there's what, 200 and 200, right?
Yep.
So
So the
McPherson's
weekend will
2,
cost him
He hates me.
$12.75. If he uses 2 hours on Friday, Saturday, all day Sunday. So it'll be a total of $12.75 for the weekend.
wait, 600, 6 times 12.
Is that right?
Yeah, make a motion, whatever you,
Can I make the motion? I don't want anybody to get upset.
well, I mean, I personally don't think it's supposed to be.
Right, make the motion. $12.75
Um,
for the weekend.
I'll make a motion for $1,275 for that weekend for the 3 fields, M1, M2, and M3.
Only 2 hours, so he's not gonna charge him a full amount.
Yeah, that
I didn't
motion
get-
was made second to, to 1275,
Yeah, $12.75.
and that's on the 4th of July weekend.
Right, that's the first one.
For all 3 fields, $12.75.
Yes, for the weekend.
Do we have a second?
There's a second on the
Second.
motion? Any questions on the motion? All in favor, single by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, B. July 11th, July 12th, July 13th. It's almost carbon to what we have the week before, right?
But that's-
Except, there's no
It's gonna
6
be
to 8.
$1,800 that day, that weekend.
The only one I see is, no, okay.
It's Friday's all day again, just like Saturday
But
and Sunday.
Sundays he has different times.
Oh, yes, he did. 17th, you're done in about 4 hours.
2 hours on the 11th, 12th, and 13th, it's only 2 hours, right? On Sunday, he's only going,
No, it's
8
4 hours, he's only going until PM.
no, that's on,
Sunday.
the 13th, he's going to 4 PM.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that, I'm sorry.
Okay, and, 2,
So we'll go 70. Let's see.
all right,
So if we go $200, divide that by 8 hours, and we come out to $50 an hour, so that'd be $100 less, correct?
so he's got a full day on, so it's $2, $20 per day, right? So it's $600 on the McFarley, right?
Yep.
Sweat, got 8 to
I'd
6,
say
8 to 6.
$1,500.
This is incredible. That's incredible. What is the wish of the body on the, on,
So, Did we come up with a fee yet?
yep, we gotta come up with a fee on B. He's got it all day, I mean, he's got the whole weekend on Farley 1, 8 to 6. On M2, he's got 8 to 6 on Friday and Saturday, and Sunday he's got 8 to 4. And on M3, he's got the 8 to 6, 8 to 6 Friday and Saturday, and then 8 to 2 on Sunday.
About 16,
I should have held him last. I knew it was gonna take up this much time.
1650. How about
Sorry.
1650?
Whatever, if someone wants to make a motion, let's just move it along.
Make it
That up for this.
Alright. I'll make a motion for, use of those parks, the 11th, 12th, and 13th, 1650.
Is there a second?
Unless you have a second.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
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 Opposed? None. Ayes have it, 1650. All right, C.
Same thing, it's the same thing. All day Friday. Saturday, Sunday. It's the same thing.
Make the motion, move it along.
Alright, motion for same amount, 1650?
Yep.
Second?
I'll second.
The second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Same thing, the next one.
Alright. Motion for 1650, August 2nd, 3rd, times and dates.
He's only doing 2 days, though. Not doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, po- So,
So that'd be only $600, right? $1,200.
let's see.
1,200.
So you're adding this up, right? Okay.
Hold on.
1,200.
Alright, make a motion for 1200 for times and dates.
And that's on, in D, is that
That's for
correct?
D, yep.
Good. So we have a second?
I'll second.
There's a second, all in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, E, I'm sorry, people, we're getting to, we probably should have held this off last, but my first night as a chairman will never happen again, so, then I'll be a chairman, no. Okay, E, we have Friday, August 8th, 9th, and 10th. Friday is the only difference, because we got it 6 PM to 8 PM, as we did on,
The 11th.
you did on,
The 11th and
yeah,
the 4th.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the
So that'd be
1650.
1650.
All right. I'll make a motion for 1650 for times and dates on item E.
Are you have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying an aye. All
Aye.
opposed? Ayes have it.
The last one should be 400.
All right, I'll make a motion for item F at a rate of $400 for those times and dates.
Saturday and Sunday.
On Saturday and Sunday, August 9th and 10th.
I'll second.
I missed something. Which one are we on?
We are on a,
Okay.
having a buyer.
What was it? And that was for how much,
400, because there's only 2 dates.
400? You have a second?
Yes, Melissa.
Yeah.
Melissa, second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right? Now, what was on this one here? On the 8th, here on August 8th? 8th, 9th, and 10th, I missed these two right here. I think we did it the same.
1650.
On this one?
Yeah,
This
well,
one?
all of them, the
Oh,
whole
okay,
weekend
okay,
combined.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it should be the other page too. That's where you're getting confused. So this, this, and this. is
Okay.
1650.
Okay.
You got a total there?
You have a total?
I get-
Mr. Vigil, I will tell you one thing from this board, and I will say it as nice as I can. Things will change as of January 1st. This will not be the protocol anymore.
You know what?
This will not be the protocol anymore. This will not go this way anymore. I'm just letting you know that this board will be voting on substantial increases in tournament
Next year,
fees.
you mean?
And they, for everybody. Tournament fees, we will also need a liability insurance, so we're gonna go, we're doing what other cities and towns that are relative to low size, does to other groups. These are public lands. What you're doing is tying up a lot of these fields for the whole summer. So people in that neighborhood live in that backyard can't come and practice all weekend because the tournament fields are taken.
Okay.
All right, so
That's
that
very
will
nice,
change.
Joe.
That will change, for everybody, not just
That's
you.
fine, no.
For everybody.
What you've done is put me out and retired, you know? So,
Not putting nobody out to retire. What
My
I'm
wife
trying to
will
do-
be
What I'm
happy.
trying to do is make sure that the taxpayers of the city of Lowell gets their fair share.
I know.
When people are making profit on our land, on public land.
Oh.
So that everybody here can't go there and just play with their kids, you know, because someone's using that field to make a profit. That's not what these public lands were meant for. That's my opinion. So the total is $7,825. So you, Sam. $7,825. So you'll be in contact with the secretary, or either you send him out?
Yep, I'll
The-
process the permits.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna give it to her, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
It's
send
gonna
it,
be my check, so.
yeah, it's gonna be your check.
Well, you make the
Hey,
payments online as usual.
I feel bad for these people, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot. I know
Yeah.
you tried hard, too,
70.
but, hey. Well, time for everybody to retire after this year. Oh, well.
Sorry everybody had to go up there. I should have noticed that it was gonna take a little longer.
you.
Okay, all set?
Thank you.
All right, one, number 4,
All right, have a good one.
Alexis Moulton. Alexa, we're very sorry. To everybody, I want to apologize again that we made you sit here. We should have taken him out and waited to the end, but that's when he signed up on the permit, so, I mean. It is what it is. Alexis, what do you have for us?
I am hoping to get the use of the Chicago Pavilion for my kids' birthday parties on August 3rd in the morning. I think it's the 4 hours, 11 to whatever it is. 3. I don't,
Any,
what else do you need from me?
any questions from the board?
Are you going to be cooking anything?
No.
Okay. Or just if you do, charcoal grills, no gas grills? Other than that, I have no questions.
Any other questions from the board?
Nope, I'll make a motion to accept the time and dates for a fee of $270.
I have a second?
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, none? You ayes have it, you all set?
Thank you.
You will be in.
Oh, I'll just get an email from you or?
Yep.
Okay. All right, perfect.
Alright,
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Number 5, Ryan Rourke.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
How many requests? Huh? Yeah, it's, I was gonna do A through R. My S is concession, everything else. If the board has no problem with it, I would request that we bundle A through R
So there's
and,
some,
and ask if there's any, I'm sorry, Fred, Heather?
there's some conflicts, because Maria Claudio and her Clemente League, they're looking for timeout at Ryan Field. It's gonna conflict with some of Willie's baseball requests.
Can I ask one
are.
question on S? I thought when they came in January, February for their concession, that was for the whole year, not just,
I think they they wanted to go by what the board had requested, that we only do things up until June 30th.
concession stand. I thought we granted you that for the whole year.
I think we didn't put that one in for some reason. Oh, the calorie one you're talking about?
No, all of them, all of them.
Yeah, we do them all for the whole year, but I don't.
That's
think-
what I thought.
I think we missed calorie, that's why.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
Which one are you talking about, that here's, what number?
So R is gonna be a conflict with
Ah,
Maria Claudio's Clemente
okay.
League.
R.
She wants some time out there, but
Okay.
she was having trouble putting in a request.
Is that the only field you're using, is Ryan Field?
Yeah.
That's fine, whatever.
Yeah, so her previous permits went from, I think it was 6 to 8, right? Or was it 4 to 6? I don't remember, but I think you guys are going until 8, which
Yeah,
would
I mean, we're
overlap
using
there.
Other senior league fields, so whatever works for them,
Okay.
we can work around them, so. If you wanna put in like a caveat, if they get, they'll get it first. and
Where is
after.
Maria? What number is Maria?
Maria's number 20. So what date is the actual conflict, or is it days,
It's
Heather?
many, many days.
It's many days.
Sometimes, if you're not using it, because we're backup.
So, Ryan, on that, Ryan Field.
Yep.
You use that every night, or
You
you're gonna?
use it every night?
Yeah,
No, I know that
because that's what she's requesting,
yeah,
Ryan
if she's
Field.
gonna use it every night, well, because that's the only field I think she's looking for, so that's fine with us.
She's looking for it on Tuesdays and Fridays, correct? Correct, Maria?
Saturday,
Or we
10/4,
just take her?
Sunday, 10.
Yeah, the
Hey,
biggest value,
what?
the biggest value that Ryan Field has is it's one of
Yeah.
the only
Maria?
fields.
Maria, can you please get up there with him so we can straighten this one out and we can handle your request as well as his, and straighten out both these at the same
Baseball, we're
time?
all about togetherness.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
We've merged
But-
five
but-
leagues together,
but-
let's get one more in there.
Here's the concern I think the board has with, is that when you're looking at the Ryan Field, she had come before us and she was looking for every day of the week.
Yep.
And she only has one team.
Right,
Now, who are you playing 7 nights a week on one team? There is no games.
right.
So that's what we're trying to get an understanding. We're trying to give truth into the permitting.
All the permits.
So when people ask for a permit, we want you to use the field that night. We don't want you to get a permit for the basis of keeping someone else out there in case I need it. That's not the way we're doing business. We're doing business because we have so many requests, and we have so many we don't have many senior fields, as you know.
Sure.
We don't have many fields that come,
Well, it's senior fields, but senior fields with lights. And with a lot of the older kids, they're coming from things, jobs, so they want to start those games a little bit later.
right.
So if Hadley gets lights eventually,
Yeah.
that's one more. You know, because right now you've got Flaggies.
Right.
And you got Ryan. So that's, those are the only really two lit
And
fields.
then now we're getting, we're also getting bonded with the over 30 league, giving, not liking some of the decisions
They
with
just,
Reach.
they only have the lasher.
No, but Maria's in a bad situation this year because
They
they're doing
took
the
her
North
field away
Common
from
all
her.
over.
Yeah.
They're doing that field all over.
Yeah, and
Right?
our,
So
our
we have
se-
some
their
concerns
season
with
goes a
that.
lot longer than ours. We sort of end in the first week or two of August. They keep going.
Yeah,
So, and I know that we've got more teams, so obviously we're gonna use the field more, but
Right.
whatever works for her. I mean, we don't,
yeah.
So Maria typically gets the permits out there from 6 to 8. So Ryan, would you want to go from 8 to 10?
yeah, yeah.
So you
Is there
just
lights
work
there?
around
Yeah,
that.
because the
Oh,
lights.
they're out,
The
Ryan?
lights,
Yeah.
the lights.
Yeah, because that'll be for mostly our older kids anyway, so we can start games for 15-year-olds at 8 o'clock. That's,
Yeah. So why don't we, I think just to make things just go a little smoother, why don't we just for now, we're gonna go A through, Q. Is that all right, Ryan?
whatever.
Just so we can straighten that-
Whatever gets these people that are.
Ryan, are there any
Yeah.
special,
Out of here.
Exactly.
Ryan, are there any special requests through A through Q?
No, it's,
A, Shed Park, Collie Stadium, Martin Field, right, varsity softball field.
yeah,
July
we're-
1st,
we're
August
only looking
13th.
For weekdays, because we're not using the weekends. We don't want, no custodial.
So you don't want the weekends?
No,
Now, there is a custodian out there?
There
for
will be.
Monday through Fridays, there should be.
Okay.
And then the rest of the fields are basically exactly what we asked for in the spring. Now we have to come back a couple times to see you lovely folks. We're happy to do so.
So on A, we're just gonna go through A, because that's the only one that has a price tag to it.
Yep.
I'm gonna request that we, I'll make a motion that we
Oh, no,
accept.
You can't make, I'll make it.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to, on A, to accept the times and date with no fee.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, single by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, none. All set with that. Waived, right?
I don't want anybody here on that.
All right, the B, Shed Park softball field. We'll go with that, Ryan. Saturday, Sunday. We got C, Tuck Memorial, Park Memorial Field. Venturas on D. E, McPherson's Park, 1, 2, and 3, Monday through Thursdays.
Yep.
F, Father McGuire Mahoney softball field.
Yep.
And G, Highland Park, the Costa Field. H, Highland Park, Lucraft Field. I, Shed Park, Cahill Parent, Lily Field, and Gallagher Little Field.
Honestly, I have no idea if they're all named that, but yes.
What's that?
All those. I'm like, they're all named something, but yes, all of them.
All right.
Cahill, is that the one in the bottom of the hill?
I think the Cahill's lower.
Lower.
Yeah. And then you got J, which is Gage, Martin, Mickey Fenn Field. And K, LeBlanc Park, Ronald LeBlanc Field. LeBlanc Park, where do they play there?
Behind the Wang, the
I know
old
it.
camp.
Is that the one they just built the
Okay.
new softball
Okay.
field?
That's
I think they put the,
No,
they
no,
put the
That's right
softball
on
field in
West
front,
Meadow,
right?
Yeah.
They took the Lily out of
Yeah,
Montbleau.
Montbleau is a
Softball.
multi-purpose field,
What's that? Multi-purpose?
multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Play baseball and softball. Huh?
That's not been brought to the board to change.
It's still listed as baseball, but
Yeah.
softball has been,
Well, I did notice it was all clay,
it is.
no mound.
And the grass made it over to shed.
I just thought it was a kickball field or something.
There we go.
No.
Oh,
Okay, so then we got M, Donahue Park, Little League softball field. And then we got Olivera Field. Was there conflict with Olivera?
I thought Maria was.
Maria have
gonna-
Olivera?
I thought Maria was going. Did she used that in the spring, I think. She came in the springtime.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Sure.
Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
All right, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right?
Yeah, when we request these, like, we obviously waited to do any of the summer to let anyone else take them. That was the whole point. So
Right.
if I see them open, I'll take them, because we'll use all the fields. We have so
So
many.
Marie, she wants Monday. What do you want, Hal?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
And
See,
Saturday.
on her request, it just says Monday and Friday and Saturday. all
No, so
of them.
from the manager's office, it was supposed to be Monday through Friday.
So Ryan, you got Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday,
Perfect.
right?
Sounds good.
Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm seeing?
Sounds good to me.
So I don't have Maria's in front of me. And I have Shed Park, Resco Field.
Yeah, yeah, that's the senior league field, yep.
All right, and then we got Q Campbell Senior Little League, Senior League Field. Is that field ready to play?
What's that?
Are they playing on that field?
Yeah, that's.
They put a new turf in there in the field?
I don't.
No?
I don't think so.
All right.
I've been over there in a bit. And we worked around, because I
I
know.
mean, I'm gonna live behind it,
I
but
know
you
that a
think I'd
couple
go?
of the older guys' leagues, they already put their permits in, so we just worked around them.
Okay,
That
okay.
would be ideal. If everyone does all their permits in the summer in May, and then we'll come in June and do
Okay.
it afterwards.
Now, we have O'Donnell Field. We're gonna work through that, the Ryan Field, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Maria, what are the days Maria needs, or are we going by the days?
I put the change from this only for the Oliveira. This is the change, no Tuesday and no Friday. Only Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
On Olivera?
Yeah.
You're all set, Olivera?
No, Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Field.
Oliveira, that's okay. Oliveira is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
On what? At Ryan Field?
Ryan Field, only Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
And those nights, you're gonna go start at 8, right, Ryan?
No, I mean, we'll schedule around it, you know, because we
Okay.
have other fields. You know, Ryan Field is important because of the lights.
Right.
Especially if we get
That's why I asked him.
whatnot. So whatever she needs, it's great. We'll, if the days that she's not using it, or if she's gonna use it till 8, we'll take 8 to 10, for sure. You know?
Perfect.
And sometimes it'll be for, you know, just getting practices in, because it rains every Saturday, of course.
14 straight
Okay,
Saturdays.
so we can do a bundle motion on that from A to Q?
B to Q, we already voted.
B to
on
Q,
that.
yeah.
Okay, I'll make the motion from B to Q with all times and dates in the fields with no cost.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? We have it. Now we have S, which is the Calorie Park concession stand, July 1st, December 31st, Sunday through Saturday. Any questions?
Why do you need it all the way to December?
It's
You
heated.
playing,
No, that's
Snowball?
our, it's heated, well, we don't use the field, obviously.
Right.
But it's heated, that's our headquarters now.
So you use,
That's our headquarters. We use it,
Yeah.
you know, during the winter. We used to just go to Mount Pleasant.
so
but-
Dan Newell, no, he's out, he's
Oh, yeah,
retired?
Dan officially gave me
Yeah.
the keys.
Great guy, great guy.
Capone, right? Dan-
Yeah,
Tony Capone.
Dan Capone, put a lot of time in there.
Godfather, Mr. Capone, you know,
Yeah,
absolutely.
all right.
Okay, I'll make the motion to accept the time and dates with no fee.
Second.
Any questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I have, all set, Ryan?
All right, it was lovely to see you all.
Nice to see you,
So
Bill.
welcome, and good luck with these guys.
All right. All right, Marie, Eleanor? Marie? I think I'm announcing it, right? Summer workouts at Sheehy Park? No show? K7, Kim Pierce? Again, everybody, I apologize. We'll move this right along now. I should have put them all back at the end, like, get everybody out of here early. but It is what it
Hi,
is.
I'm representing the principal of high school, and we're requesting the alumni field for car washes. August 16th, 23rd, 30th, September 20th, 27th, October 4th, and 11th.
And then we're all on Saturdays, Kim?
Yes, they are.
And the
9 to
time,
1.
9 to 1? Is there a custodian out there? No. There is none?
No.
Are you aware of the fee, Kim, that for custodian?
That's what I'm looking for, is a fee waiver. This is, we'll be supporting our soccer team, field hockey team, cheerleading, golf, and hockey teams. This is an opportunity for them for fundraising purposes, team bonding, senior scholarships. You're supporting your state champs. Your cheerleaders were
But
state champs
the-
this past year.
Kim, I'm sorry, but do you understand what the fee's for?
Yes.
The
yes.
fee is to have a custodian there.
We can't wait.
To open and closing.
Right. We, the board, can't waive that fee. We don't have the right to do that.
Oh.
If there's a custodian already there, and then we would waive the fee, because the custodian's already working there, he's already doing something, or he or she's already doing something else.
Okay.
If there is no custodian stationed there, we have to get an employee to come and open the gates and get whatever you need there, including possibly using bathrooms. That's what the custodian would do, and any other thing that you might need him to do within reason.
Okay.
So without a custodian there, you'll have no water, you'll have no bathrooms, you'll have nothing.
So how would we find out if there is a custodian on site that day?
And we have to bring one in on Saturdays and Sundays all the time.
The only way we would
They work
normally know
Monday
that
through Friday.
is normally when we have the superintendent of the parks here. We don't have a representative with the parks here tonight. He's on leave right now, the superintendent for parks, and he normally would tell us if there's gonna be a custodian. What we could do is we could tentatively agree to charge you this fee with the understanding if there's a custodian available already, we will waive the fees.
That's fine,
Is that fine?
that's fine. And then somebody will get back to me, just let me know.
Yes, you,
the
once,
date.
once this board does our activity, you work with the secretary as far as straightening out, the secretary and the recreation department director about
Okay.
anything else that you might have, you have any questions or concerns.
Looks like
Okay,
Lowell
because
High's,
if,
What?
Lowell High's out there, so it should be. the
Low High is out there?
same. Yeah,
On Saturdays?
every Saturday.
Yeah, the football, maybe in August, or not, September,
Kim, just so we don't go this and that, tack, one of you, if you could give us, like I just questioned you, I just explained to you, if there is a custodian out there at that time, I don't think anybody in this board, and you can speak up for yourself, we would have no problems waiving the fees.
I have no problem waiving
But
it.
if there's no custodian on, then she has to pay for the days that a custodian will have to provide the services.
Yep.
Okay?
okay, can I
You-
drop those days if I have to pay?
What's that?
If those.
That's entirely up to you.
Okay, because I would drop those days, because,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, these kids are fundraising.
No, we understand, and we
Yeah.
try to work with you, but the only thing we can't do, we can't pay the custodian for you.
Okay,
And in order for you to get the services that you need a custodian to open the gates.
okay,
So if that custodian has come out, that's extended services, and that custodian wants to work. See, you and your guy wants to get paid.
would there also be a flexibility if we would change it, if they said they're only at the fields until 12, that we could do 8 to 12 instead?
That could work on your time, providing the custodian's there. If that works with you to change your schedule around the amount of time that custodian's there, that's fine. We don't have any problem.
I mean, we prefer 9 to 1, but we can be flexible and do 8 to 12 if,
Right, but I'm just saying, if you decide, if you want it, if any days that you want it where custodian's not working, and you want that custodian to come on, he or she gets a minimum of 4 hours, whether you're there for 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. That person gets a minimum of 4 hours by union contract.
okay.
So you fully understand?
Yes.
Kim? Any questions for us?
No, no,
So right now, I think the board would vote
I'll make a motion.
that we charge the $10.50 with the understanding if the custodian's working, it will reduce the cost for you to use for the purpose that you're requesting. Is that fine?
yep,
Okay.
Okay, I'll make the motion for times and dates for, what is it, 1,050?
Yes.
1,050, but with the understanding if there's a custodian out there, the fee will be waived.
Second.
Second, any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, hearing none. Okay, Kim. Kim, you can please stay in contact with the Heather?
yes.
Okay. Dylan, T-Bone? Dylan? No? Asia? Son? Asia? First birthday? No? No show. Okay, number 10. Tracy? I know Tracy's here.
Hello, with Lowell Pop Warner, we just, we have, I believe, the turf field for July 10th. We were trying to do a football and cheer clinic that day. The group that we invited to come help the football players is not available on the 10th. So we want to keep the 10th, but we want to also add the 9th. So I'm here today to see if the 9th is available to be added to our football clinic.
Is it available?
Yep, she put in the request.
Okay.
It's available.
Custodian on?
Custodian will be there.
Okay.
Awesome.
What's the wish of the board?
I'll make a motion to accept the time and dates with no fee.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, have none. All set, Trace.
All right, see you guys.
Sorry for making you stay here.
Don't worry about it. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Enjoy
Thank you.
the summer till it's
You too.
Samuel Smith?
All right.
Sammy? No, Sam must have left, he got too hot. No.
Yeah, enough of hubby.
Rayleigh's. Rayleigh's? Aramante, second birthday party? No? Catherine Apollo?
So I let Catherine know that I didn't think it was necessary for her to come tonight.
Okay.
So she had her event out there a couple of weeks ago, and a custodian never showed up for her. So we felt it would be appropriate to credit her that amount. Nobody was scheduled to go out there.
Now, I've noticed this is the second one that we've gotten in 2 months. Is that the same one, or no? It's the second one. Is there anything we can do as a board to straighten this situation out? It's so embarrassing for us, the person to be paying to have a custodian, then the custodian doesn't show up. Usually the party doesn't show up. And not to have a custodian show up, I think is something I think the board needs to look into to find out. I mean, even if I have to go there, because they let retirees go out there, right?
I have no idea.
The retired police go out, do it, right?
I don't think
Details?
so.
No?
I don't think. I know the police do. I don't think you could.
I'm joking. Okay, so the request is, there was no custodian that showed up, wasn't her fault, and it's pretty embarrassing, and I think we need to send some notice to the manager's office about this, because it's embarrassing on the city that someone pays to have a custodian, and the custodian doesn't show up. That's embarrassing, it shouldn't happen. And we
Who
got.
assigns their custodians? Is it,
Typically, it would be Shannon, the
But Shannon's been out.
superintendent, but he's
Yeah,
out,
Shannon's been
so
out. He's been out on
they're kind
military
of in
leave. I
a
mean, yeah.
pickle, trying to figure it out.
I mean, I'm sure they can get someone that wants to work overtime, make a little extra money. Sure, everybody can use a little extra money. and
that's
it's
easy
embarrassing.
too, it's easy money.
Yeah. All right, so there's the wish of the body.
I'll make a motion to refund the money. I don't want to credit it. Can we do that? Send her a check? No?
She has more dates that can be applied to.
Okay, we'll credit the money then.
Second.
I hear a second. I hear any questions on the motion?
Nope.
Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Ayes have it. Number 14, Jody Higgins.
Hi.
Hi.
We're requesting a Shed Park Pavilion on September 13th from 3 to 7 for an outdoor worship service outreach event.
Were you doing any cooking?
No.
No cooking. No food?
We may have
Music?
some pizza for the volunteers. There will be some music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any questions from the board?
So, all right, this outreach, who are you gonna be reaching out to? Just wondering.
So, I mean, we're just having a group. I'm part of a ministry called Out of Darkness, and we're going to be just kind of doing a worship service outside. So whoever is around, and we do have some people from like our church that will be there, and just kind of so. But if anybody is around and wants to take part, they can. But there's no pressure. It's just. But we will be bringing in like a small group of people, maybe 25, 30 people.
All right, so it sounds like what you're doing is helping the community, and so for that reason, I make a motion that we do a resident youth fee of $0. So we'll reduce it by 50. We still have to pay the custodial fee though, but.
You have a second?
I'll second it.
Is it second? So the motion is to waive the adult fee of $50 and the custodian fee will be $150. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, all set?
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jody, good luck. Okay, now am I gonna attempt this? Toby? I'm sorry. Matayo, is that right? Okay. My English teacher would be able to shame me. What is your purpose?
Hi, so we actually representing Deeper Life Bible Church. It's a faith-based organization, and we are requesting July 13 for outreach at the South Common Green Space.
Where exactly where you be doing your sermon on the South Common? Is there stage down at the?
So that is what we actually discussed, and it's actually going to be our first outreach event, and with the green space, I did spoke with
Is there a little stage there on the South Common, right near the football field?
There used to be, unless they get rid of it, but.
Yeah, there was a concrete slab there that they used to have. I haven't been down there in a while. It's right near the football field. I'm not sure if that's.
yeah, maybe
Is it gone?
we will go down there and just see.
Yeah, you know what? That's the latest field we had in the city that's been rehabbed and fixed up with a lot of money, and so that's why I haven't been down there in a while, but I've got to go down there and take a look at that field. But so what is the wish of the body?
Huh?
What is it?
Oh, me? Oh, okay. I mean, and you're gonna be doing this outreach, is it all inclusive, or is it like just specifically your church, that's
So
it?
there's going to be worship outside. So we have been here for over 17 years, and we want to kind of meet people out in the community, like meeting people where they are, just like worship and just bring in support and healing to people on the street as well.
Okay. I mean, again, it's something that's enriching the community. So for that reason, I would make a motion to waive the adult fee of $100 to make it $0.
I'll second that.
There's a motion, there's a second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, none. All set?
All right.
Right, no
I
fee.
have a quick question, though.
You have a quick
So
question.
we have another one on August 24th, but it's going to be on the Shed Park. Do we have to come? I mean,
Yes, that's a separate type, because where you're doing it, that space might already be used.
Okay.
So we don't know, so yeah, and it might be a different scenario because there might be, if you go out to Shed Park and you use a pavilion, and you want to use the bathrooms and everything else that's out there, you have to hire a custodian to come in and work. At the South Common, there's nobody who works there, so there's
she-
no extended services that are needed?
She did submit a request, she's just on July's meeting agenda.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So yeah, we'll take it up,
had it on
I'm sorry, but we'll have to take that up at next meeting. I apologize, but thank you for your patience, and thank you for your helping the community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll see me again.
Hopefully we won't we won't make you wait as long.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Have a good one.
all right, no disrespect meant to anybody, but my favorite person I'd like to see here, Mr. Jeffrey Bowen, from the kids in, Jeff Bowen, from the
Thank-
Kids in Disability Sports.
I'm requesting, again, to use Alumni Stadium, hoping for a sunny day. I had rain on my original schedule and on my rain date. And I'm asking for Sunday, July 27th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Hoping for some luck with the weather.
Same here.
Now, Jeff, you'll be using inside the Alumni Field Stadium, right?
Yes, and we're
And,
asking for the use of the PA where one of our members sings the national anthem and a custodial for the restroom.
Custodian work. Jeff, we're gonna have to go under the same pretense, because we don't have a representative from the Parks Department here tonight. We don't know if there's gonna be a custodian working that day. If not, we will have to hire a custodian, and then the youth organization would have to pay for that custodian to be there.
I believe we can verify we're paid for that, aren't we, Haley?
So they canceled their June 22nd date.
That was
which
paid for?
They did pay for.
Okay.
So I would think the fee just
Okay.
continues over to that one, but that's
Yeah.
up to you guys.
Okay.
No, we don't have a problem with that, but I just didn't notice it on here that there was a fee, a fee
Understood.
charge, because normally we don't charge them for anything in the past, so. I
Should
didn't
we
know if
vote on that cancellation first and give them a credit then?
Yes, that's a normal process, I think, is to,
Give them credit for that, then
yeah,
and put it towards this fee.
right.
Okay, I'll make a motion to,
Give them credit for the,
yeah, give him credit for June 22nd date of $150, and take that credit towards his July 27th event.
Second.
I have a second. I have any questions? No questions on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All set, Jeff?
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Thanks again for what you do for the kids. Thank you.
Always.
Jason DeLong?
Just requesting 4 separate dates, 2 at Shed Park on July 10th and August 14th, and then McPherson Basketball Court, July 23rd, and Highland Park Basketball Court, August 13th. For the Salvation Army, we do an outreach for our youth programs, Vacation Bible School at the end of August, our Tuesday night music programs, the various different programs we have.
You got one in Shed Park too, right?
Yep.
I read it.
He's got... All right, so you got 2 at Shed Park?
Yep, Shed Park, July 10th, and then August 14th.
So we'll get A and D, right?
Bundling them?
We'll bundle A and D. Okay? Is that all right? Bundle A and D?
I agree with you there.
All right. Again, Jason, you know that the times you're looking for, there's no custodian on, but your preference is to have a custodian, right?
We just usually just use the green, we don't use any of the bathrooms or anything for that time, so.
No bathroom, no
This is
electricity, no nothing?
the yearly outreach that we do, so I don't think.
So you don't want the custodian?
No, we don't.
Wait, there won't be a custodian?
No custodian, that's what he said.
Huh?
Not for 4 to 8 at night.
Oh, not for 40, okay.
Yeah, custodian leaves there at 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Even with the splash pads and stuff on or something?
Yep.
Yeah. Used to make a lot of overtime. That's a good thing.
Okay, we're gonna,
Still do.
we're gonna bundle A and B, D, I mean.
A, B,
See,
We'll only do A and D bundle, because those are 2 Shed Park.
A and D,
oh,
yep,
okay.
okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion for A and D for Shed Park Pavilion, dates with no fee.
Second.
They don't want a custodian, so.
There's a motion, there's a second. All in favor of the I'm sorry, any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, ayes have it.
So
Okay, now we're gonna go to B.
we'll just bundle those two, because they're all the same thing, but different parks, that's all.
B and C. Yep, we're gonna bundle B and C. B is McPherson's Park basketball court. And C is youth outreach at the Highland Park basketball court. Now, just one question, Jason, right?
Yep.
Have you been out there to these parks like McPherson's and Highland Park?
Not yet, this would be the new, we usually do Shed Park every year outreach.
Yeah.
These would be 2 new
Yeah.
areas.
Can I give you maybe a little advice?
Yep.
Maybe take a ride out there.
Okay.
Take a look and just see the landscape.
Okay.
And see the surroundings.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
How many youths are you gonna have there that night?
We usually just take a group from the church out, and then we hand out information, different types of things.
you know, the city appreciates what you're doing, but there's just sometimes you're gonna be in an area
Yeah.
that,
You don't wanna be in
be it as nice as possible when I'm saying this, and I'm saying this in sincerity, because I'm out there a lot.
Yeah.
Some of these areas is not as acceptable and tolerable as, you know, that other areas might be, and that's why I want you to take a look at.
Yeah.
I don't wanna put you in a space or area where you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
And then say, you know, well, what are we doing? So just, maybe you might wanna take a look out there before you have your event, is my.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this, police, people in Centerville, don't send me no cards, I'm not saying anything bad, I'm just saying that, I'm sure I'll get plenty of calls, but
Yeah, we appreciate
you wanna take a look at the area.
Yep.
Just so you know, McPherson will be pretty busy because of the softball leagues there, the pool will be open. We're gonna be trying to do swim lessons till 8 o'clock.
Yep.
So
Peter,
the park
did
will be pretty packed. Parking will be limited.
Okay.
Peter, they don't run a basketball league up there, do they anymore? No? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a great place. I'm sure it can use the outreach and everything. It's just, I just want to make sure you.
I don't think the
Yeah.
softball league, because they're ending that week.
So we'll use baseball, right?
Yeah, I know that, but they don't use it that much, believe me.
All right, on the B and
I'll
C,
give you
we'll
the
combine
dates.
B and C.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept McPherson Park basketball court and the Highland Park basketball courts for July 23rd and August 13th, with no fee.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motions? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All set, Jason.
All right, thank you very much.
Good luck, Jason. Kaylee? Okay. What's your name, please?
James Dumont.
James Dumont?
Yep.
Thanks, James.
No problem. So yeah, we're trying to get Fort Hill Park, not the whole park, just a truck park there, basically, a video game truck for our son's 10th birthday. We live on Pleasant. It's a little tight on that street.
Yeah.
Can't really fit the truck there, so we were looking to go to Fort Hill, which is a 2-minute walk for us. Just park the truck there from 12 to 2, let the kids have fun, and then take everyone back to our house for a cookout. So my wife just wants a permit, basically, so that we don't get in trouble for having the truck parked there.
Yeah. So you're not charging anybody?
No, we
Okay.
already paid for the truck. It's
Okay,
both.
and the truck is not selling anything,
Nope.
right? Okay, because I know that, for instance, food trucks and stuff like that can't go on city
This is a
property.
game truck. The kids.
I know, that's why I'm asking you these questions, because a food truck and stuff like that, we can't permit them to go on city
No
property.
food trucks.
But I think where this is not being charged, I don't personally see a problem with it. I'm not a lawyer, but I don't see any problem with it.
We've done this before.
Yeah.
No permit needed for any.
It seems interesting. When I seen that, I was trying to put in my mind, what is a video,
It's
truck?
pretty cool. They have like 6 TVs on the outside, 18 TVs
Wow.
inside. Every single video game station you could think of.
Nice.
I don't see it promoted enough. I think a lot of kids would probably be interested in something like this. It
He
sounds
invited
very
his whole
interesting.
baseball team. He's pumped.
Yeah.
You still need to permit anyways, right?
What? Yeah.
This way you'll have the area.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to accept the time and dates with no fee.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All set, James.
Thank you. Have a good
Good luck to you.
All right, have fun.
Violet, Ross?
Rolling video games in Massachusetts. Rolling video games. They also have one in New Hampshire from Hudson. Yeah, they're pretty.
There's something there.
I have a spiel, so I'm going to read it. Good evening. I'm here representing Full Deliverance Church. We've consistently held various community events, served with different organizations such as Lowell Transitional Center and the Pregnancy Care Center. We are submitting a request to host a community worship service in the park, in Carrick Park. It's supposed to be a public event designed to bring together the community for a time of prayer, praise, and worship and encouragement. This will be a family-friendly outdoor worship service open to the entire community, featuring live praise and worship music and prayer. We anticipate approximately 100 attendees, and downtown is very popular. As part of our setup, we would like to request access to the park's electrical outlets to support a basic sound system with microphones and speakers. We will provide and manage the equipment, and we're happy to work with appropriate city departments to ensure everything meets safety and compliance standards. Our goal is to create a peaceful, uplifting event that strengthens community ties and encourages spiritual wellness. And thank you again for your time and the consideration.
Got electricity out there, Peter?
I think there is, but it's.
There's a-
But from what I've been told, when the No Kings
Yeah.
rally was here, they said that they had power out there.
They have power out there?
That's what I've been told. I
Yeah.
haven't been out to Kerouac Park in years.
Okay.
We have seen, so our church is immediately behind it.
Yeah.
And we have seen people use, there's a box, I don't know what to call it, but
Yeah.
a container that they have pulled out equipment from.
Okay, so you won't be, if there's no power there, you don't, that's not a problem. You have a plan B. that
We
what
do
you-
have a Plan B, yes.
Okay, okay.
I have a question. If they're gonna have 100 people, do they need an officer there? It's a small park and it's gonna be a lot of.
So I
So-
don't know what the current rules are by the police department. It used to be anything bigger than 75 people. I
That's
don't
what I
know if
thought,
the
too.
number is bigger or not now.
Yeah. I first, before I get into this, and I have to do this because it states here that on August 27th, 2022,
Yes, I did want to.
you got a
speak to that.
permit for $50. Is that all straightened out?
So I emailed about that. So I had called in prior to that day. It was supposed to be a field day that we were having, and it got canceled because of the rain. And the representative that I spoke to said that it could be credited to another date, but we didn't have another, Full Deliverance Church didn't have another date or event planned to reschedule that field day.
Okay.
So I did not pay it in
Okay.
anticipation that we would have another date the following year. We did not do field day the following year. And we used to do like outside church services at Olivera Park, but COVID ended and lifted, so I just haven't came back for something for that to be applied to.
Okay.
And I was hesitant on paying it because I didn't want it to kind of like fall, like, oh, I paid it and now that $50 is come and gone and we never even used the space.
Do you have anything to add? I mean, normally the procedure is that they would call, right? If we gave them a permit and they were supposed to deliver, they're supposed to call us. And was all the protocols followed then?
Yeah, but we're going back 3 years
Yeah,
almost.
that wasn't
I
your time.
wasn't
Yeah, that wasn't
here.
your time. Okay. Okay. All right, what is the wish of the body?
We're gonna straighten out the outstanding bill first before we could give it a.
Or she said she didn't use the space, so do we have to waive that? And is that what you're saying to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
we can't give
Yeah,
it a.
no, we can't give a permit if there's an outstanding balance, right?
Okay, I'll make a motion to waive that fee for August 27 to 2/22 of $50.
Do I have a second?
Aye.
Huh?
Yeah, that's just to waive the. that's
Yes,
just to
waive the
that.
fee.
Yeah, second.
All right, we have a second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Ayes have it. Now on the permit for Saturday, August 23rd. What is the wish of the body?
I'll make a motion to set the times and dates for a fee of $50.
Oh, I was thinking because it's supposed to be, you said it's to be family-friendly, open event type of thing.
Yes.
I mean, if it's something that's enriching the community, then I'd make a motion to
You can-
waive the
you can-
$50 fee.
Kai, you can amend the motion.
Amend
Oh, I'm sorry, amend it.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
there's a motion already filed.
Appreciate it.
And if the motion, the person who made the motion accepts the amendment, you accept the amendment, Tom?
Yes.
So the amendment would take place, and the amendment is to waive the fee. So all in favor of the amended motion, which is to waive the fees?
Aye.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. All opposed? The fee's been waived.
Okay,
And so-
before we accept it, I still want to I would like to know if she has to have, because it's downtown, it's going to be 100 people in that small park.
So I want to clarify the number. So we have about 30, 35 like church members that will attend, but we're anticipating traffic because there's a lot of traffic in between,
Right.
that there's going to be people that come in and go out.
Right.
So I don't anticipate 100 people like staying and communing.
So you're not having 100 people yourself?
No.
You're
We're-
hoping that people.
We're hoping that
Okay.
we get 100 people that come in and listen, and
Okay, I'll accept that.
I do have a.
I still would feel a little more comfortable with that if we could notify the local police department that we're having an event on that day and for the purpose of your event. Only because we did the same thing recently to No King's Day, and they had
Yes.
over 150 people.
Yes.
So we just want the police department, so when they see a high activity going on downtown, that we as a board and you as a person notifying the police that there's an event going on that day, so if you see a lot of people, you know,
Okay.
a
My
lot of
brother's a
activity
police
at that day. What's that?
My brother's a police officer. Is that like a
No, there's normally a
representative or-
community person that we have to contact, is that right, Peter? There's a community liaison person.
Okay.
That, you know, that's his job or her job. what they do is find out what's going on in the community, and they notify the respective police department assigned to that area.
Okay.
By the way, there's an event going on from this hour, that hour, there's gonna be probably 50 people, 100 people at that time, so people not calling and say, hey, what's all this crowd going on? So it's about working together with the local police department, let them know what's going on, just as a courtesy.
So I can reach out to you through email, and I can give you the direct contact to the officer that you'd want to talk to.
I have 2 questions. So for the notifying the police department, I'm assuming that it is attributed with the fee, and they would tell me, like, what fee that is to have that police officer there, or how?
So you're not getting a detail, you're just making them aware
Just,
of.
just tell
Yeah.
them, just
The
make them
event.
aware, say that we're gonna have a
Notification.
little get-together, small group, that's
Okay.
it.
Just a notification.
Okay, and then, based on what, I am going to be, we will be using the backup for the speaker, is that what?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. All right, so you're approved, you're all set, and
Thank
good
you.
luck.
thank you, thank you, thank you,
Okay?
thank you, thank you.
And sorry to make you wait so long, all right?
Pleasure, thank you.
All right. Maria? My favorite right field player of all time. One of my favorite baseball players of all time. The great Roberto Clemente. Sure.
I'm so sorry.
We're gonna have to start charging you any more questions.
I'm so
joking,
sorry.
I'm joking. Joking, people, so relax.
So, she just asked, so for the container, that's not an option at all, like, for us to use that equipment? Or is it, we're not able to use the
If
equipment?
it's working, you use it. If it's not working, then, because I don't know if it has to be turned on. If it has to be turned on by the city, then you're probably gonna have to pay a city electrician to go out there.
Okay,
Peter, am I,
I don't know whose equipment that is or how they even get into it,
okay,
because it sounds like there's a container out there that has equipment locked in it. So she's talking about opening up, and I
It-
don't know whose
it-
equipment
it's
that
a
is.
state.
Do you know whose that is? So it might be special events. So you might want to reach out to
so
special
it's
events.
within the city, right? It is a city park, right? It's not the national park.
Right, no, Kerouac is a city park.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that the container is managed by fees.
The special events office.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So is it possible we can make some connections for her, Heather? And have further discussions with her?
I think
fine.
she would probably have to reach out to special events.
All right, can we give her, is it possible we can give her a contact person to
Yeah.
reach over there?
Yeah,
Okay,
no problem.
so you can reach out to Heather, she'll work with you to try to get a contact
Thank
person
you.
for you to
I'll work
record. Okay? You're welcome, you're welcome. Maria?
I
This will help you,
apologize.
but This is the email I got yesterday morning.
Who?
Maria Claudio, this is what she's actually requesting. It seems like there's just a bunch of confusion. So she seems pretty consistent with this.
See about what, Ryan?
Yep, so Ryan Field, Olivera, she wants Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And then Ryan Field, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Oh, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I gotta schedule it.
Okay, why don't we go with A, requesting to discuss the construction of the Roberto Clemente Little League Field, which is located at the Cumanzales Park, right? What is the problem there?
I have the permit for the Clemente Field in June 9th. I have the use of the Oliveira Field or right of field. I'm not making a permit for the making the request again. This is only change in the Ryan Field, the Wednesday.
What, let's just say A, this, we're going to, because you have, it's broken down into 2 or 3 different components. First request, requesting to discuss the construction at the Roberto Clemente Little League. That's what we're discussing right now. What is the problem with there is no construction at Roberto Clemente Little League. Roberto Clemente Little League is behind the Bartlett School. There's nothing wrong with that field. I was up there the other day,
No, that's correct.
right? They're doing the North Common over,
Right.
the county fields, but we're not touching the Cumanzales field.
No, no.
So we have,
One
we
second.
have that all blocked off because they're supposed to be doing the parking lot
The
there.
parking lot, right.
Yeah, so,
But they can still use the field, they come in the backside.
so per the DPW commissioner, they don't want to permit it, just in case the work starts to happen, they'd have to pull their permit.
They're pulling out both sides of the parking lot of the school.
Even the backside? Wow.
and they haven't started it yet. And they keep telling us they're going to start it, so they
Wow.
have to permit it, but they haven't, so these guys.
And that's
haven't gotten-
impacting them?
So they haven't gotten to use the field after June 9th, was that what it was?
Right.
So they haven't been able to use it since.
Yeah.
Because we're told it's gonna be torn up both, the whole parking lot,
Yeah.
both sides of the school, so the field won't be accessible.
And you know what? I think we need to have some further discussions with this. Only because, Maria, you know, I was at that park for over 30 years, okay? And there is a third entrance. The third entrance is along the canal where the
Canal,
Parks
yeah.
Department people use to get in there. And there's a gate there.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a way into that, but I don't want to go against the DPW. They have jurisdiction over me. I'm just a small guy in the pole.
No, understand.
Okay? We work because we're nice people, we don't get paid. We don't like the Parks Department, I mean, at the DPW. So we're just volunteers here, but I don't want to see that park, if it's not being touched, the field itself, how you can't use that without interrupting, getting involved in that construction.
Right.
I personally don't know how.
Right.
And like I said, I grew up in that area, and I ran the lead there for 30 years, so I don't know how one is doing with the others, but you're gonna have to give us a little bit of time to maybe sit down with the Department of Public Works
Right.
Commissioner through the manager's office and find out how we can get used to utilize that field.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of the kids coming from the acre, I don't wanna see them traveling up to Olivera
No.
unless they have to.
Right.
It's bad enough you're working, you know, the North Common is taken away from you.
Yep.
My senior year in baseball, they did the North Common all over. We had to play at the University of Lowell. So I understand what you're going through, but let us work with the DPW. So we will contact the DPW and see if we can get you to do your baseball at the Cometti Field.
Okay.
If that would work. That's your benefit, huh? We're gonna try to get you to Cometti Field. But you have to give us at least 1 week. They may tell us, no, no, no. And again, I'm the small guy in the pole. They just tell me to,
So are they using Clemente now, I mean, Olivera?
do you use Olivera right now? Olivera, you using now?
Yeah, that's temporarily for now.
All right, now what are you using that?
We,
What days?
we use Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays
Okay, at Olivera, right?
at Olivera, correct.
So you're not using Cometti at all right now?
Not at the moment.
Okay, and that's only, Peter, because they won't let you issue permits, right? Okay, so let us work on, that'll be at my job, we'll work on Clementi, because that's your preference, right?
Right.
Because that's closer to your home.
Exactly.
Okay, let us work on that. Let us work on that.
Thank you.
And, so B, your request for the Ryan Field, now that we straighten that one out?
Yeah, so I think we know what they want. Seems incorrect to me, so we'll go based off this. This
Okay.
is what Maria sent me, and that's what they're repeating here, it's consistent.
Okay, so Ryan Field, we're looking for Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday, that's what she sent out, right?
That's what she said. Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. And the guy you seen here, Ryan Rourke from the lead, he's a great guy to work with. They're more than flexible to work with you guys, so if something changes, please, you know, we'll have a contact with you. Okay, so they'll work with them, okay?
I'm sorry. She's requesting if you have any contact information for Ryan so that she can stay in touch with him in case we do run into a scenario if they want to come in and practice and we have to bump another schedule.
Do we have a contact for Ryan that we can put him in touch with?
So
I don't have it handy, no.
We
Yeah.
have to check with him to make sure he's okay. Let's go
Okay,
with that.
we will contact Ryan
Okay.
and ask him if there's no problem that we can give it to Maria or whoever to contact him if there's a conflict. And then, so we will work something out with you, okay? I mean, I see Maria a lot, you know, 'cause I'm always in the acre, so I'm sure I will reach out to Maria. And the two things I will make sure is try to get you contact for Ryan's number and try to straighten out the Roberto Clemente field, okay? That'll be my personal,
I have tournament, República Dominicana is coming.
Yeah, see, she has a tournament coming up, Keith.
all right, now, tournaments. I see something here about tournaments. Tournaments are special requests. You have to come before this board for tournaments.
Only 3 days.
3 days, where?
3 days, and Ryan Field.
Ryan Field, okay. You don't have the dates yet.
Ryan Field and Oliveira, because I have the Little League and Senior League.
But what dates are you having the tournaments?
El día 17 de agosto hasta el 23.
August 7th.
So she has it as August
17th through the 23rd.
I want her to put in the request for them dates for a tournament, a next month's meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. All right? Anything else from the board? Anybody else has any questions?
Yeah, we don't know if Lowell Youth already
What's that?
got this and had it approved.
What's that?
That tournament that she wants to do August 17th to 23rd.
That tournament has not been approved by this board.
No, but I don't know if it would be available based off
Yeah.
whether Lowell Youth already got it approved
Yeah, they
tonight or
just-
not.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna send the dates in to us, right? That has to be done sooner rather than later, because we have to make sure the other lead, because I don't have them, what are them dates in front of me? I don't know.
Okay, good.
Well, Ryan's only going to August
Yep.
16th.
So that should
Yeah.
be, she goes August 17th.
17th.
Okay, no, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Make sure the dates weren't held already.
Yeah.
because
I just started the 16th, yeah.
Okay, just put the request in for them dates, please, and you have to say tournament. Tournaments, as you know, the city of Lowell has taken a stance against tournaments in the city. Tournaments means that people are charging people to participate, to come and play and use the fields. And there's now we gotta use those fees, okay? Sometimes we waive the fees for nonprofits and stuff like that, but you still have to come in and request that we're having a tournament, and then let the board to decide how to go forward,
Got it.
okay?
All right.
All right. All right, so any other questions from the board? You make a motion to accept their A and B?
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept A and B for Ryan and and all of Everfield, dates and time, no
Sec-
fee.
Second.
A second, any questions on the motions? Hearing none, all in favor, say by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, you all set?
All right.
So
right.
I'm gonna need you guys to submit a request. So once I do Ryan's permits, you guys should be able to request the times that you need, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so just try and get that done as soon as possible.
We will.
All right.
All right, Maria.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Sarah? Sorry, Sarah, to keep you so late. Is the city,
They're usually not.
Neither did I.
I'm not showing up
Seems
for
like
August
it's
meeting.
getting longer and longer. I remember when I first said it only lasted like a half hour, that was it.
Yeah.
So I'm Sarah Brown. I'm the Chief Design Planner for the City of Lowell Department of Planning and Development. As the board may be aware, there are currently Phase 1 improvements occurring at Lewis Park right now as we speak, hopefully kicking off again in a couple of weeks. But we are already planning for Phase 2 improvements. So the City of Lowell received a substantial grant from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts through the Municipal Vulnerability Program. And those improvements that we're planning on include an outdoor classroom, an urban tree nursery, some bioretention, some improvements to landscaping, et cetera. And as part of that scope, we have agency landscaping planning on board, and they have a significant community engagement scope that they're undertaking. The first step in that community engagement is a community cookout, which we're planning for July 10th. That's a Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. with a rain date of Friday. That's July 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. as well. It's pretty substantial. We don't know how many people will be in attendance yet. We're still working out the finer details. The grant timeframe forced us to be a little bit last minute in this request. But there's going to be a DJ, there will be sidewalk chalk, there will be, it's a catered event. We're hoping to also have an ice cream truck. It's all gonna occur in the parking area that's behind the basketball courts. We're also hoping to have a scavenger hunt, and we're working with DPW on this, so they're already aware of this work. They're preparing to block off the space for us. That was a lot of information, so if you have any questions, I'm just here to answer them for you.
So the area you're looking for is just behind the basketball court. You don't want anything at the softball field or Cody Field?
No, so we're not gonna utilize the fields. The only thing that may spread into the park a little bit is the scavenger hunt, but that won't be contained within the field spaces. It'll just be in the open green space area. We're currently coordinating with our contractors for Phase 1 to make sure that we'll have space available for that.
Sarah, have you been up there recently?
I have, yep.
Have you seen that driveway? Is it horrendous?
It's, the condition is interesting. Yeah, it's not, it's,
Interesting. It's gotta be
Yep.
one of the worst roads in the city of Lowell.
it's fairly pitted, you know, and
It
it
goes,
appears
comes
to be
out on what,
heavily-
Eunice Street? Is that what it's called?
You're getting.
And it
me
comes
on
out
street names,
to,
I'm not very good with
it comes
that.
out to Lakeview Ave. So it
Yep.
starts from Lakeview Ave and it comes in a little round circle a little bit.
Yep.
It comes in the park. Wow.
Yes, yeah,
That is
so the
bad,
pavement is
bad,
in pretty poor
bad, bad
condition. Unfortunately,
driveway.
part of our phase one work may tear up some of that as well, because we're making a water connection into Lakeview Ave for the splash pad. And there's also gonna be some saw cutting to allow for electrical conduit to be run. Unfortunately, we don't have any plans for any restoration of the driveway or that paved area as part of this phase of work, but there is a phase 3 that will be coming. And we are going to
Yeah.
improve a significant amount of parking along Island Street, so between Top Donut and the park itself. And I think that'll be a much more appealing parking area when everything is
I just
said and
don't know
done.
how even an emergency vehicle would get there.
Yeah.
It is that bad. That road's bad.
It is a little bumpy.
Bumpy.
It is
That's
a
another flavor.
roadway. I don't actually know if it's an accepted roadway in that
Wow.
stretch or if it's
Yeah.
if it's a paper street. So I don't know where the ownership lies on that, but
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry, I'm not too long. Any questions from the board?
No.
So you know that if there's a cook-up, you said that it's catered, right? So
it's
there'll be
catered. Yeah, cookout is a loose
Okay.
term. We're not going to be cooking.
Okay.
We're bringing food in. Yeah.
So is there anything you need from us?
Just permission.
I'll make the motion, accept the time and date for no fee.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? Having none, all in favor, sing by saying aye.
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 Opposed, none.
Thank
Good luck,
you so
Sarah.
much, and you're invited.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
I'll be there.
You too.
Can you see the driveway?
Okay, 22, discussion on a posted signage, McPherson's Park, that states use of this area is by permit only per out of the Lowell Parks and Recreation Department. I put this there, in most of the parks I went to, I just found the second park that has it, it's Durkin Park on Chelmsford Street. I don't know why these signs are there. That's like locking the gates on the field. I can't make the motion, but I urge this board to, until we can investigate further, I don't want no parks to have permit use, field by permit use only.
I thought we discussed it last month, just, we put organization permits only.
You guys requested to have the Parks Department here to talk about it. They were not able to have someone here. I believe they emailed Heather back and said that it's up to the board, that they were there before the current park superintendent took over the role, and he'd be willing to take them down if that's what the board wanted, just to let them know how you wanted them to proceed with it.
Yeah, I had reached out to Steve Patel, the former superintendent over there in the parks, and he said he didn't know about the signs himself. He didn't know why they were there, how they got there, but again, I don't want to restrict the public from using public space, their public space. If there are certain areas that are going to be designated by permit only, this board should decide what them areas should be, and not on the priorities. That's like, I think one of the board members brought up that they were now locking gates on the fields because they wanted to keep the dogs and motorbikers out. Well, you know, we're keeping the public out at the same time.
That's correct.
So we had them take it down. This, to me, is a similar issue. If there's a certain park that needs that sign for certain reasons, let them come before the board and explain what their justification is, and maybe we'll vote for it. But at this point, the only parks that I feel that should have these permit signs are parks at the high school plaza or complex out there. That's my feelings, but, so, what is the wish of the body?
I'll make a motion to take them down, you know.
Second.
Any questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Signs come down. All right, discussion on scheduling a special meeting in regard to tournament fees and liability insurance.
So I only put this on the agenda because it seems like all the emails I send, maybe not everybody gets them, or I don't get a response, so I figured just to get it on the table and talk about it, I thought we would all be here, maybe come up with a date that works for everybody, just to get the ball rolling.
I'll start off with, I've been doing a little investigation what other towns are doing, and I was, town of Taunton. They have a complex down there with 5 fields, okay? And they have, their fee structure is different. If we have to pick up the trash and everything, they pay more for the field, okay? If they're gonna take care of the fields, it's lower.
Right, I think most of the communities, that's what I checked.
Right.
That if they're gonna take care of, you know, the fields and they're gonna take care of the trash and everything, they don't charge a fast fee. But if the town or city's expected to pick it up, then they charge you a trash fee.
Well, the only problem is then we run into the same situation we do with McPherson, because when the Lowell Youth Baseball League is there, if they're using the same dumpster as the tournament,
Right.
then it becomes, why do we charge one a certain fee and not
Right.
the other? So that's the problem. That's why we need to have a special meeting to discuss the 501c3 paperwork, if you guys want that, the liability
Yes.
insurance paperwork. So that's why we need to set up a date
Yep,
and
I
time
agree.
for all these things.
I
Then,
agree.
like I keep saying, we don't have an in-town versus out-of-town tournament fee. They keep bringing up Gil's, was that Bill? Is that his name?
I'll explain that.
But the thing is, it doesn't matter if he's out of town. Right now, the fee structure doesn't make a difference between in and out of town.
Right.
So that, where the money goes, and it's the same thing like with the Lowell Youth Baseball, when they had the other gentleman who was from Chelmsford or Billerica, who was taking fees for their Bordeaux tournament last year.
Yeah.
That money was being sent out of town to come back to Lowell. The problem is, we don't have a structure set up where we can justify having differences based on where the money's going until we have this meeting and set up an in-town tournament fee, an out-of-town tournament fee. We have specific language on waiving it for nonprofits. We have a 501c3. We have, you know, when the insurance has to be in, if the insurance has to be specific for instance, Lowell Youth Baseball. Does their insurance binder just cover them for the league? Do they need a specific one for tournaments? These are the type of topics that we need to have figured out so we can put them in place for January 1st. Because we have some language we just changed about the ages for usage of Carly Complex that we want to put in the handbook, but the law department wants to take all the changes we're doing at once for a vote.
Right.
So we have that language that we're using, but it's not in the handbook yet. So we want to have a meeting to get all this stuff squared away, to go to law, to get approved, then go to the council for final approval, or the subcommittee, then the council.
Right, and that's the process. The process means that this board, we discuss it, and it's probably gonna be discussed. I would say the average meeting is gonna be 2 to 4 hours. When you start getting into in-depth and stuff, Peter, like you're saying, when you start putting
Does it
age
have to
limits
be on
and
a
time.
regular night like this, or can we have it just? special
As long as we
meeting?
need 48 hours to make, yeah.
I think we're better off special meeting this way, just discuss that.
Yeah,
Instead of
no,
going, have
right,
them sit here, and
right.
I sit here for another couple of hours.
But it will not be on Heather's birthday. All right? We had the special meeting last time.
Because like I said, I've been looking around, talking to different people, and they have different structure. If they have to pick up the trash, it's more money. Most of these organizations, they got the equipment, they got better equipment than the
Right,
city.
yeah.
You go out to Drake, Chelmsford, Tewksbury, they got some good equipment, believe me. They have a grader for the fields. It
Now-
costs them $30,000-$40,000.
Now, Heather, can you send that, Heather, to Melissa? The Worcester and some of the other communities you've
Yeah,
sent out?
sure.
Just so, because, do you have that, Kyle, the Worcester and stuff?
I think I did, but would you mind just resending it?
Yeah,
just in
resend it,
case?
okay.
Just looking at it.
I mean, it's pretty in-depth and it's pretty close to, when you look at Worcester, Worcester's probably the high, and then you have some other communities, but when you look at Worcester, you have to look at, you know, the size of Worcester
Problem
and what
with
they do.
Worcester, Keith, is they don't have any tournaments
Yeah.
out. They don't have nothing
Yeah.
out there because
Yeah.
the fees are too high.
But that's the philosophy that the board has to decide on. Do you want to have fees that are so high that only certain people will do it because you want to limit the amount of tournaments on the fields? Or do you want to just raise the fees enough that the city's going to make income? There's a fine line
Right,
there, and a
right.
lot of towns will charge exorbitant fees to
Right.
keep people off. And that's what, but then you run into, are they lying about, you know, we already see that some leagues are not telling us about tournaments. So that's what
Yeah.
we have to decide, or the board has to decide, is do you want to make it so it's not enticing for people to come here? So that way the fields do get used less? Or do you want to increase the amount of revenue? Because we're losing a lot of revenue this year because of not allowing adults on Carly. So our
We're
revenue
gonna
is,
start losing a lot of money for the softball too, if we do this.
Yeah.
If we price ourselves out of it, they're not gonna do it.
Right.
Because you can only charge a team so much money to come in to play.
And the problem is that once we lose tournaments, the fields aren't necessarily going to be open more because the local leagues are going to pick up more dates and times and hours. Like you heard Ryan say,
Right.
they have tons of teams, they'll use whatever space they can get. So by eliminating the tournaments, you aren't freeing up the fields for other leagues or for families to use it. You're going to just have a different person using it who's not paying a fee because it's a youth league, so they're not paying fees.
I don't think he's using all those fields that he's getting.
I just, if I may, from what I received, and Peter and Heather were there, what I received and got out of the council meeting with the Parks Subcommittee is that I think they agree with what this board has done over the last year. We want to make the fees high out at the complex. Anybody who wants to use that synthetic field, they shouldn't use that synthetic field for $300.
Oh, yes, I agree with you 100%
So
there.
I think we have to deviate, Peter, like you said. You sometimes, this plan we come up with, you can just take bits and pieces of everybody, every town or every city that we see, and we like this, we like that, and put your own plan together, call it the Lowell plan. We don't have to do it completely what Worcester does, or what Taunton does, or what Tewksbury does. We can deviate from it and come up with what we, the board, feels comfortable with.
Lowell boys and girls would love what Taunton does.
I feel very comfortable with putting high fees out at the high school. I don't feel uncomfortable putting that, believe me. If someone wants to use that field, the Rizzo field, I'm around $5,000, just to start. If you're a nonprofit organization, you want to come in with a soccer tournament, I'm at $5,000 per night, per day, to use that synthetic field. That's a brand-new turf. Same with the
Costs a lot of
Cavano
money to
field.
yeah.
We need to preserve our high school fields. That's my opinion. It belongs to the low youth. The youth in the area, the kids in disability sports, the police programs. That's how you preserve the fields. Not by letting every Tom, Jack, and Harry come over here and start using our fields, and they're going to make a profit on us. So that's just my opinion, but we can deviate. We don't have to come up with a plan that says, well, Worcester does this. No, we can look at what they do and come up with our own plan and say, well, that might work in Lowell. We don't want to put softball tournaments or any baseball tournaments out of the city. We just want to make sure that the taxpayers are not, that two things, in my opinion, that we're not making the fields accessible enough for the public to use, people who live in that area, number one, and if there are extended services that is needed, picking up garbage and all this, that the people who are making the profit pay for that, not the taxpayers. So I think we can all come into the same, I think, understanding of where we want to be and where we should be. It's just a matter of getting ideas. The only reason why I said that, Heather send that out, so you can grab other ideas of what other cities and towns are doing. Doesn't mean we have to copy that.
No.
Well, the other thing that we need to start to discuss is we're waiving fees for groups going to Cawley when Lowell High's there, but Lowell High's not paying for a custodian.
Right.
So we're eating the cost of that. So typically, we waive the fee for the high school, figuring that someone else will be out there and paying a fee. But we're now waiving the fee for the high school and then waiving a fee for another group coming in because the high school's there. So that fee's getting paid for by the city. So that's the other thing we have to start thinking about.
But I don't think, Peter, this board over the last year since I've been here, that we've given their permits to anybody who hasn't been affiliated with the high school or local
This year,
program.
but last year, we were giving other groups some permits.
Yeah.
And then with
But I think
Lowell
we're
High
trying to
was
stay
there, we
pretty
were waiving
consistent
it.
of not allowing the complex out there to be used by anybody other than youth organizations and low high school kids and
Especially those
and
turf
special
fields. You don't
needs.
want one of those, ruin those turf
Right.
fields out there.
Here's someone comes here and they say, you got a beautiful field. There's a reason why it's beautiful. Because we use it only when we have to. We're not using it every day. But, all right, so
Have
we'll,
you seen the Barricas complex?
no, the new one? No, I haven't been out there.
$4.5 million, beautiful.
Yeah. So Heather, why don't we, before next meeting, we can send some dates and sort of converse. If everybody's getting an email from Heather, right?
Yeah.
Nobody has a problem. And maybe we can send some dates and recommendations to you, Heather, about what we think, and we can go from there. Because I like to keep John involved too,
Yeah.
being where he's not here.
John's not really a emailer.
No?
He texted me at 6:39.
Yeah, I
so do we
don't. I
have a
don't think
quorum?
he ever opens my emails.
Yeah. I will talk to him and let him know that what the board decided on tonight, that by next meeting, we'll come up with some times and dates, and it has to be a special meeting just for that
Just for
issue.
that.
Just sitting here with 4 or 5 different communities and getting ideas and going one issue at a time and trying to come up with some clear, precise idea of how we want to do that.
Yep.
Whether
So
it be fees and
anytime,
this-
any day works. According to law department, it could be during the day, right? It could be early morning. It could
Okay.
be afternoon. It could be 6 o'clock.
Well,
Whatever
I
works
could
for
make
everybody.
afternoons. I think that'd be better for
Not
everybody.
the weekend of August 1st or 2nd.
No weekends.
I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking.
Oh, the week, that's right, because
I'll be at Saratoga.
Me too, me too. I'm gonna be in Saratoga the 22nd.
All right, so everybody got nothing stand, and do I hear a motion to adjourn? Unless anybody has
No,
anything else.
No, I got one more
All right,
thing.
one more thing, okay. Dennis Candy.
We keep saying gas grills, they cannot use them on the fields. Is that a city law, or is it just our board?
I don't know where that's from.
And where do you dispose charcoal? You have to take it back with you?
That's, but by right, that's what we're supposed to do.
Oh.
Take it back with them.
Okay.
And because I do see people using gas grills on the
Maybe
city
that should be a
parks.
sign.
Is it possible, Heather, we can check into that just to see if there's a ordinance
Ordinance
against
something that's, you know,
using
saying
gas
that,
grills in the city parks? All right, anything else? No? Hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, everybody have a great Fourth. Meeting's over.
Thank you.
I'll see you August,